Alrighty, I'm back, guys. I don't know why this keeps happening. I literally just set the default and it keeps going back. So if you guys can hear me, hit a 1, please. I was struggle streaming last week and that's why I'm trying to do things differently today. So thanks, Robert. If you can hear me, hit a number 1 in the chat. Give it a second here as we get started here. It's 7 p.m. Central Time. Thank you, Robert, my day one. Thank you very much. I don't get it here, guys. I'm starting the show off. It's Monday, May 23rd here, and I literally set my settings for my mixer, and for some freaking reason, StreamYard wants to default to my camera switcher, and it's not a mixer. Your boy struggle streaming again, y'all. Bear with me, please. Please bear with me here. So, let's get this party started here. Once again, this is TDND Live with that dude named Dave. I'm trying to get my live stream off the ground here. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, hey, this is your new, this is the new logon you told me, right? I got to add you as a mod for this name now. So, I've been so busy, Nancy. So, I will remove the other one and I'll add this one. Hey, my man Mike is in the house. Hey, everyone, hit the like when you come in. This would be amazing. Shout out to my man Mike. I think he was doing a live stream about an hour ago. He's doing his thing here. So, shout out to my man Mikey. Y'all know who he is. Yes, Robert. That's my man, 50 grand. How you doing? Sheila. Sheila's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks for the 1, Mark. I appreciate it as we get this started here. Alice is in the house. What's going on, Alex? I ain't seen you in the streams for a second here. I know you're out there working, you know, so I appreciate you coming through here, man. Werder, what's going on, my man? I'm glad to have you back on the live stream, man. We're back at it again, man. Appreciate you hopping on. Yeah, what's up, man? I'm glad you're here, man. I appreciate it. Brandon, what's Dave? What's up, man? Hey, can't call this Monday right now, man. We're top of the week. We're going to get into the show here, you know. T. Kelly is in the house. What's going on, T. Kelly? I'm glad you're able to come to a live stream here as we build this up here. Thanks for hopping on, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As we said here, it is Monday, May 23rd here. Got a couple of things to talk about tonight. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to talk for 30 minutes tonight. Don't know if it'll be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm going to say this every live stream because I got to be honest, guys. I was so tired before hopping on. It's been a long day, man. But you know what, though? I promise I'll be here. So I can't just say, hey, you know, I'm going to set up a live stream and just cancel the last minute. Not a good look. You know what I mean? You know, so, hey, let me just do a few things here. What I'm going to do here, I have the link pinned to the chat here. So if you guys want to cam up tonight and y'all want to talk with your boy, y'all can do that. I'm going to post it again here as well just to make sure. I'm going to do it periodically through the show. It is pinned, but sometimes you guys miss it. So there is the StreamYard link. Like I always say, though, you got to have a well-lit area, good stable Wi-Fi, and cameras turned on. And also, follow the house rules. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. If you guys were on last week, y'all saw what happened. All I got to ask is you guys be respectful. I have no problem having debates, have no problem we being animated, have no problem going back and forth. But as soon as you come for me with the disrespect, all bets are off because we grown men and I don't take the disrespect here. So I just want to make sure that we have that here. Did you check your email? Hey man, I get gangs of emails, Brandon. I'll check it after the show here. I got Nancy's email. I got Eric's email. There's a couple other emails going on here. So bear with me, Brandon. It's a lot coming on lately. I'm gonna talk about this in a little bit here. B. Simone has no respect for men in general. You're right, Alex. We're gonna get into B. Simone. We'll get into her. Yeah, what's up, Eric? How you doing? Thanks for hopping on. No matter what MLK did in his private life has nothing to do with us. You got that right, man. You got that right. Nashville, Tennessee, checking in, Nancy. That's what I'm talking about, Nancy. Man, Tennessee's in the house. I don't think I'm going to watch it, maybe. I hear you, bro. I hear you. So Before we get the show started here, let's do a little bit of house cleaning here. I didn't do a live stream on Saturday. I'm gonna try to see if I can do live streams on every other Saturdays. That seemed like a good day that everybody was able to hop on. But the reason why I was able to hop on this Saturday is because one of my boys got married. Shout out to my man JD, man. Let me go ahead and pull up my information here. I just want to don't want to forget some things here. So my boy JD got married on Saturday. He lives in Rock Island, Illinois. Now, I live in the southwest suburbs of Chicago here. So round trip, it was like 260, 270 miles. Now get this, guys, your boy was bugging. That dude was tripping this weekend, right? Because my man round trip lives 270 miles. Why did I do that in one day? I left my house at 10 a.m. and I was back home before 8:30 p.m. I was not trying to stay in Rock Island overnight. I don't know what my problem was. I think next time I'm just gonna have to get a hotel room because, I mean, we got there in time. There was no traffic, you know, had the wedding at his house, man. It was a great ceremony. It was small with his family and our friends. And, you know, we had our food, we was hanging out. And then I said, hey, you know what? I need to head back to my neck of the woods here before it gets dark outside. And you know what? Your boy passed out Saturday night. I was passed out basically yesterday as well. I ain't the road warrior guy like I used to be anymore. Like I had the car ripping and running on the highway, you know, but I ain't that dude no more, you know? So next time I do a road trip like that, your boy's gonna stay overnight, you know, and then I can cam up and then probably, you know, do a live stream in the hotel room like I did in Vegas or figure some things out here. But man, that's a lot. I'm not gonna do that again, guys. That's ridiculous. But shout out to my man JD and shout out to the whole original Jump Off Live crew. All of us were there. It was Jeff, John, JD, and myself. Now, for people who don't know, I always talk about struggle streaming. And reason being because I was on another channel. I did a couple of channels, but that one was called Jump Off Live. And in actuality, if you guys check out that channel, we went on for about a year from the four of us. You guys can actually see my lock journey because the very first video, my hair has kind of started growing and started being blowed out a little bit. And then within the videos, you kind of see me growing it out. And then I finally go to the twist and then I lock it up. And then I did that channel for a year. Then there's like a 4.5 month hiatus before I started this channel. So if anybody's wondering, I'm embarrassed myself here. If anybody's wondering how your boy looked before the locks, that's it there. My journey started from there into here. So shout out to the crew. We all had a good time. You know, we kind of patched up a few things. You know, it was a little bit of murky things going on. But as men, that's what we do. You know, we give a pound, we hug it out, and we keep it moving. So shout out to my man JD, his new wife Katie, and his beautiful daughters, man. You know, they're doing good things, man. I'm happy for my family, man. I've known JD for about, man, I think it's 12, 13 years now. Ironically, the first time me and JD met, we don't remember meeting. I was hanging out with Jeff, and we both were so drunk that night. Jeff says we met, hung out, and talked for hours. Me and JD will swear to this day, we don't remember talking to each other. It'd be like that sometimes, you know. I think it was at Club 720 out here in Chicago. Matter of fact, a lot of things happened that night. Me and JD met for the first time, even though we didn't. My man Chris met his wife Debbie, I think, that same night. You know, so shout out to Club 720. I don't know if it's still open now. I'm not a big club person anymore, but man, that was a good time. You know, but shout out to JD and the Rock Island crew. Just will not do a round trip again. Okay, since I say that here, let me get back to some of these chats here before we get into the main topic today. What's the word to say? I got bad service out here. That's why I keep getting interrupted. Okay. What you got here for me, Sheila? I hear you. I'm in the same boat. I can no longer stay up past 11 p.m. and that's pushing it. Only reason why I'm up late, if I don't go leave the house. Like if I'm working on the channel, I got some things I'm working on. I've hired some freelance artists so I can clean up some things. So you can tell my stuff looks a little janky here, but I'm not an artist. I'm a guy who does other things. So, you know, if I'm up late, I'm working on the channel. So yeah, the days of me trying to do what I got to do when I was young, I ain't built like that no more, y'all. Who else is in the chat here? Hey, Dave, stay blessed and keep preaching, my brother. Hey, what's going on, Mwanza, man? Hey, he dropped some excellent gems in my comment section, you know, about building, about uplifting, and about strengthening here. So shout out to my man. You keep bringing them gems to the comment section, man. I passed out at 8 p.m. on Saturday. But at least hubby got to enjoy his Xbox. Oh, you let your hubby get on the Xbox, Sheila? Good job, Sheila. Let your man get on the Xbox. Oh, I remember Club 720. Who don't remember 720 if you out here in Chicago, y'all? Been to Green Dolphin? The last time I went to Green Dolphin, they were shooting. I ain't gonna lie. I think Green Dolphin's closed, because last time I drove around there, it looked boarded up. But I think the last time I went to Green Dolphin, I can't remember how many years ago it was. But man, all I know is that when I see too many of my brothers wearing a certain pair of sneakers and a certain type of jacket, you know, and a certain kind of demeanor, I should have known better. You know, I went dolo. I was straight thirsty that night. Your boy was straight dusty. I was lurking. I was bored out my mind. I said, I gotta do something. I need to get out this house. Where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go to Green Dolphin. Wrong. Bad, Sheila. It was wrong. So yeah, they were shooting. I stayed there for like an hour and a half. I had like one drink. You know, I saw all the thugs hanging out on the wall. And I was like, this ain't for me. And I walked out. And then next you know, hey, it was popping. It was going down there. So, hey. Yeah, so I know all about that, Sheila. Let's see here. What we got here? What happens in 720 stays in 720. For real, for real. Daniel's in the house. Hey, what's up with one of my mods? Hey, shout out to all the mods here. I got to add Eric to the list. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Jamal. And like I said, Nancy, I'll add you back here. I'm trying to get to some of these chats before we actually get the ball started here, because y'all be talking in here. And I don't want to miss no things here, you know. Hey, what's up, tribe? No doubt. All righty here. I appreciate that. Also, what I want to talk about too is main reason why I didn't live stream this weekend is, we're going to say it again, and I think it's a little bit of closure right now. RIP to Kevin Samuels. The actual funeral was Saturday in Oklahoma, and me as a content creator, I didn't feel it was right to even talk about it. I didn't feel it was right to even try to live stream on Saturday. Like I said, I was out of town. I didn't want to touch that day. You know, I felt that I just wanted to let it be. The people who are the closest to Mr. Samuels, the other content creators and his family members, you know, I watched their videos this weekend who are YouTubers. You know, I saw O'Shea Jackson yesterday, and he was going in when he was in Oklahoma. I saw Anton, when he touched down, and he was talking about, as well as a few other content creators. Dennis Sperling was seeing some of the live streams that he had going on this weekend. I didn't feel that it was right for me to talk on it. You know, I'm still like in a little bit of haze, even though like we have the closure because, you know, he's been laid to rest. But I didn't think it was right. I see a whole bunch of YouTubers that were commenting on it. And of course, the worst is the YouTubers, like, that they want to profit off his death when they're talking negatively here. We're all YouTubers who are monetized. We're making money off this here. But it's like the people who are the most negative that are profiting off his death. It's just a damn shame, y'all. They just want to go ahead and talk the illest and talk the most, but they didn't have that same heat when he was alive. You know, so I didn't want to touch Saturday. Matter of fact, I thought about live streaming last night as well, but I said, you know what though? Just out of respect, I'll just come back free on Monday here. So rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. You know, he was laid on Saturday in Oklahoma. You know, there is so much content that he gave us. You know, I see in my comment section, not just here in the States, my comments around the world, Kevin touched. There's people in Brazil that were having conversation with me about Kevin Samuels, how he changed their life. There's people in Europe, in South Africa, and they're sending me emails saying how watching his content has made them a better man. So we're not talking about just the men here in the United States. This man touched the entire world here. And it just feels sad that, you know, he was right on the cusp. Like we saw the video of him and Future, you know, Future being one of the biggest, not just hip hop artists, he's just one of the biggest artists in the game. And to do that video, and then a week before he died, you know, he had the episode in Atlanta where I thought he was very funny, and you can see that he was just scratching the surface. So RIP to Kevin Samuels. You know, we're gonna miss him. So, you know, just a lot with that. So I just, like I said, I didn't want to touch the weekend with him. I wanted the man to have his peace, and the people close to him, friends, YouTubers who are content creators, let them get it in. Let them do their thing. Me, I'm just new in the game, and I just said, hey, I just want to watch them, and then I'll come back on Monday. Let's see here. What do we got here? Let me get some more of these comments here. Give me 1 second, guys. A lot of these comments are coming in here. Okay, what we got here? Hey, very interested in this topic. All right, Lauren. I'm glad you're interested in the topic. I am too. I mean, here's the thing with me, guys. I'm never going to be the first person to chime on a subject. I'm going to touch on it when I'm ready. Now, I know this B. Simone thing was like a week ago. Other content creators stated, I'm not going to race to it. I'll just get to it when I get time. We all feel comfortable, and all of us can actually discuss it here, you know? So Jamal's in the house here. Jamal Neezy, rest in peace to the Godfather. No doubt, man. What's going on, Jamal? How you doing tonight? Rest in power. Kevin Sam's KS guy. That's right, Alex. What else we got here? Yeah, Sheila K. Yeah, KS will be missed. He will be missed. No doubt. So rest in peace to Kevin Samuels here. I'm just looking at the rest of these chats here. Also, I want to give a shout out to all the new subs. Then this is getting really, really interesting here, because I talk to my regulars, you know, the Daniels, the Nancys, the Sheilas of the world. You know, y'all keep me going every day. You know, Wordner, y'all keep coming through. But there's been a slow tick in my subscriber count. So now I'm talking to people, and it feels weird because these are brand new people, but they're talking to me like they've been around since day one. You know, these are the people like say, hey, I don't recognize the subscriber. He ain't been around in February or March. So it's a little bit transition for me talking to all these people here. So bear with me, guys, but I just cracked 8,600 subs, I think last night or this morning. So the next goal, 10,000 subs. Help your boy out to get to 10,000, y'all. I never thought I'd be saying that in May. Like I said, I literally thought that I would probably get to 1,000 by Thanksgiving if you've seen my YouTube history working with other people. But y'all rocking with me here. So the next goal is 10,000 here. We're at 8,600. We want to keep building the tribe. We want to build everybody to come here. Like I said, we're going to drop the reaction videos. We're going to do the live streaming here. So shout out to all the new people that keeps coming in here, man. Y'all keeping me going. Like the comments, y'all just know how much y'all pouring into me right now. You know, I like to think of this channel as edutainment. Really, like when we look at the manosphere, look at Red Pill channels, is it me? And no shots. This is no shots here. It feels like the channels when they do the live stream is so solemn. It's so hard. I get it. You know, we're men's channels. We're showcasing our macho. We're machismo. We're giving that gruff, like, her, I'm a man, hear me. You know, we red pill, you know, we black pill, you know, forget these modern women, her. You know, but I want to kick back and have like the barbershop feel. I want to have like the cool laid back party feel. I want to have everybody invite and kick back your legs, and we can have these cool conversations that might get a little animated. We'll pick it up, you know, we might debate, but at the end of the day, you know, we're going to have a good time. You know, we're going to educate, entertain, and have a good time, and we learn as we go through it here. So that's the vibe that I try to create here. And that's why when you hear this music here, I'm trying to create a cool laid back atmosphere. And I see some of my comments saying, hey, you turn the music off? Let me say it for the live stream here. No. Matter of fact, there might be some more music. I might switch it up here now and then with this here, but the music gives a vibe. I'm trying to build a flow. I'm trying to build a feel, you know? I don't want it to be so hard, you know, all the time. We can have a good time and get it in, right? You know, so shout out to all the new subs here that's coming in. Like I said, the new goal is 10,000. Click the like button, help your boy out, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We trying to get this going here, so I really appreciate it. Let's see here. What else we got to some more here? And also, since I just came back for a wedding here, I want to see how the chat's going here. Is anybody getting married this year? I see the comments. I know how y'all get down here. You know, we talk about no stepdaddy season, you know, and how modern women, I see how some of my guys got their passports, you know, and ready to get out the country. But it's wedding season now. So is anybody in the tribe getting married, or who's going to weddings? Or I don't know if it's divorce season, if y'all getting divorced. So let me know what's going on with that, man. You know, so let me know in the chat if y'all getting married or not, man. Let's see here. Damn, Alex, hell, damn. Really, Alex? Like that? You gotta put me in all caps like that, man? All caps, huh? Damn. Okay. Gotcha, man. Sheila, I'm going to a wedding this Sunday. Okay, Sheila, like I said, it's wedding season. She's going to go to a wedding. All right. But I know you're not getting married, Sheila. You already locked that down. So you're good to go here. All righty here. So let's see here. A few more house clean here. Hey, before I get going here, I'm thinking about down the line for the fellas of maybe doing some, in the heart of some time, maybe doing some late night sports talk. I know some of the ladies may not be involved here. Shoot me some emails, guys, some thoughts here. I'm thinking about that. We're grown men, and these streets are just, man, they nasty, y'all. The streets are the streets. And you know what I want to do? We don't need to be out in the streets. We can all just cam up and hang out and have a good time and not get in trouble. So I want to propose to the men here. Like I said, I'm a diehard boxing and basketball fan, and these NBA playoffs are dope right now. As much as I know basketball, I don't know jack about these playoffs right now because the game has changed. No LeBron. KD got knocked out in the first round. Man, Dallas is down 3-0 right now. Luka's getting, he come out first half hot and he's getting worked. Man, Boston and Miami's the freaking walking dead on both sides right now. You don't know what to think, but it'd be kind of dope though if I just cammed up, maybe I do like a Saturday night, like a midnight type of thing, and we just talk sports, talk shop, straight barbershop style. So let me know if y'all interested in that. Shoot me an email. Let me know how that gets down here. We'll figure out some things with this channel here. My idea is like, we don't gotta be out in the streets. We don't need to be wilding out. It's cool to have a good time. But if you don't need to be out there, let's all get together and let's pour into each other, But man, these NBA playoffs are something else. I can't wait for these next games to come up here, man, So yeah, so NBA playoffs was dope. Boxing, me, I watched David Benavidez on Saturday. Let me just say this here before we get to the topic now. For everybody know that I went to Vegas, Canelo Alvarez lost. Canelo don't want Benavidez, y'all. I know a few hours ago he came out, he's going to fight Triple G at 168. Then he said he might do the Bevo rematch next year. Here's the thing, guys. Canelo, he's a future Hall of Famer. He's, he's still the face of boxing, being the cash cow. But you wanna know something, guys? He don't want that work. He don't want Demetrius Andrade. He don't want David Benavidez. He don't want Jamel Charlo. Hell, at a catchweight, he don't want Errol Spence at 164. He's gonna ride this Eastern European tour out, man. So if y'all saw David Benavidez, he should be fighting at light heavy or even cruiserweight. But he is a Mexican who will give Canelo the business, and I'm saying that right now. Canelo don't want that work. Congrats to him for, getting that W. He ain't gonna get the shot, but man, I hope I do see that. I do hope to see that fight in the future, though. Yes, here. So let's see. Do we got any more chats here? We're gonna get into this here. Hold on. What do you got here, Nancy? Myron from Fresh and Fit is doing a top-notch job. Rollo is representing too. Okay. Oh, Fresh and Fit is doing some things tonight. All right. Hey, you know what though? I'm actually gonna do some more Fresh and Fit reactions coming up pretty soon. I kind of let them be for a minute. I did a couple of them, and they had the whole, copyright infringement, people doing reaction videos, and I just said, hey, let me just give them a break for a second, let the dust die down. And I think I'm gonna do some Fresh and Fit because as much as they're outlandish, they do make great points, and then they have their moments. So I'm not gonna, talk bad about them. They, sometimes they're not my cup of tea, but when it comes to really to sit down talk, they really get it in. What about Bud Crawford? Eric, I've talked about Bud Crawford extensively, man. I paid to see him fight in November. I was in the audience at Manly Bay. I'm gonna keep repeating it. I like Bud. And I don't like Bud at the same time, if that makes sense, because Bud's his own worst enemy. He's the equivalent of a lot of boxers I can see that the business aspect, his team is not good, and I get it though. ESPN overpaid him for years, so he expects to get paid a certain amount here. But now that you're on you don't have the same promoter now, he got to work with the framework what's going on here. But if he fights Errol Spence, I will be in Vegas for that fight because it will be in Vegas, and I'm all in for Errol Spence on that one, man, Eric. So he's a future Hall of Famer. Bud's a beast. I'm just saying though, with Errol Spence, he wants that fight. He wants Jamal Charlo at 154 as the new undisputed champ. As much as I like him, I don't think he's going to win against those guys. Quick 504 in the building. What's going on? I'm glad you made it, bro. I'm glad you made it. Myron is a straightforward with. Yeah, Danny, he is straightforward with it, man. Fresh as a SP in wolf clothing. Simp in wolf clothing. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not gonna talk about him. I got no beef with him. He is what he is. He do what he do. Y'all take it like that. All right. I ain't got nothing for him. All right. So, hey guys, I long stroked y'all for a minute here. Excuse me. So tonight's subject here is B. Simone disrespecting MLK. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, before I get started here, y'all pouring into me here. Good work, man. Keep it up, brother. Hey, what's up, GX? Sheila with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Sheila. We getting the ball started early here with the super chat. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate you. You're the first sponsor of the show. Thank you for pouring into me. You're pouring into me. I'm going to pour into you. Rock with you, girl. Thank you. So tonight, I know we're going to have some people which want to cam up and talk about it here as well. I got my man Robert in the background. Hey, Robert, I ain't forgot about you, man. Don't worry. I just got to get through some things here. You know, Robert's one of my good friends now. Real fast, you know, Robert's one of the first guys that came on, you know, and started rocking with me. And I don't know if Robert remembers this, but I think there was one particular video where we were talking about race, Robert, and that you kind of questioned me for a second because you thought I was going to be hypocritical. And I was like, hey, man, this is what happened to begin here. It's, okay, Dave. Yeah. So I know there was a little bit of back and forth going on, you know, because Robert wanted to make sure that if I was consistent, you know, and I read the comments, and sometimes when you're new in this game, you can read the comments the wrong way. And I can just tell that Robert was just probably being inquisitive. It's like, hey, hold on here. I've been watching your videos. I just want to see how you get down here. So I respond in a certain way, and me and Robert been dope since, man. So I appreciate you, bro. You know, so I'm gonna bring you on in a second, man. Don't worry about it. I just want to get this going here, man. So he's a good guy, man. You know, like I said, this is a black channel. Like I said, I represent for my brothers here. But like I said, the all cultures. Because we're all men here, and we all trying to get better here. And for the ladies who are rocking with here, that's what's all about here. That's right here, Jamal. That's what's up here. So we want to talk about B. Simone here. And if y'all don't know who B. Simone is, let me just give you a quick rundown, guys. She is a comedian, actress, businesswoman, originally from Dallas, Texas. Look like I'm reading her Wikipedia right now, right? She resides in Atlanta, Georgia. B. Simone is a long-standing cast member of MTV's hit series Wild 'N Out with 6 seasons to her name, and her other acting credits include multiple feature films as well as dozens of appearances on MTV, BET, VH1, and it brings out her exposure has brought over 5.6 million Instagram followers, and she also has a fitness brand as well as some other items as well as called B. Simone's Fit. Let me also add, guys, that before we get into it, B. Simone is talented. You don't get to where you're at without having any kind of talent. So I just want to level set here. I'm not going to be coming out here and just talking ill about somebody and the things that say here. For her to get to 5 million Instagram followers, for her to, I believe she had like over 800,000 on YouTube. She is talented, guys. She's not my cup of tea. She's not someone who I get down and rock with before this happened here. But she is a talented person and a talented, you know, as far as someone on social media and curating things. But she has had so many things that has occurred here. And it felt like in this particular instance that it felt like she was trying to push the needle. And when sometimes you try to push the needle too hard, you kind of go too far over the board here. Disrespecting men, Martin Luther King and his legacy. So here's what I'm gonna do first here. To get the ball started here, you know, I kind of long showed you guys for about 30 minutes here. I'm going to play the video uninterrupted of the part where it got all the content creators talking here. So I know when I do my reactions, I cut in and out. I like to say my style. I like to do an analogy. Like some content creators do reaction videos, they let it play through, or they'll chime in here and there. When I break it down, I like to think I'm Pete Rock and DJ Premier of reaction videos from a hip hop sense. I cut, I'm coming in and out, I'm scratching, you know, I'm chopping. That's the way I like to do my thing, you know. I'm in and out, I'm fading. That's the way it goes. But I'm not gonna chop up right now. I want to let it play. The tribes here, I gave y'all 30 minutes here. I don't know how many people's gonna show up tonight, but let's let it play, and then we'll come back to it and then we're gonna react, and then we'll bring everybody else in because I want you guys to pour into it as well. It's not just me giving my commentary, my hot takes, my opinions. I wanna see what you guys think too, because at the end of the day, this was some fucked up shit. Let me repeat that again, y'all. What is happening here was some fucked up shit. I even had a video on one of my reactions that was talking about how MLK, again, talking about his death before Kevin Samuels passed away, did not even think that a woman like B. Simone would come for him. So I'm going to pull the video up now. So I'm going to play about 5 minutes into the podcast. I don't want to play the whole thing because it's going to be triggering if you guys now have seen the whole thing. You know, you might get pissed off, you know, things of that nature. So let's get to the video. I'm not gonna interrupt here, and then we'll get into it. Let's do this here. Here we go.
About what you was talking about, what you saw on social media today. How do we say that though?
Because it's like, it's so apparent that I don't want to say it to like point any directions or fingers.
I mean, it's gonna be a broad topic. Like what, how do we start?
Okay, so I don't find, because let's have the conversation. What is more important, perception or reality?
For me, reality.
Okay.
Reality.
Okay, so
my reality is more important.
Your reality, not the truth of it all, just your truth or your reality. I'm saying, like, what is more certain, what is more important, the perception of how we see a thing or what that thing really is? And I'm going to give you an example.
What the thing really is.
What's more important, the fact that Martin Luther King is the man that we see that fought for freedom, or the fact that he was cheating on his wife?
Jesus. I think, ooh, no, move.
What's more important?
I love you, baby.
What's more important? Because that is the reality of the fact. He was a great man who knew God's word, who led people to freedom. He was cheating on his wife. That is a fact. So what is more important? Is it more important that we see him as that man who gave that amazing speech on that amazing day and led amazing people to freedom? Or is it important that we know, or is it important that we knew both?
I think it's both.
But that's hindsight. That's hindsight. You see what I'm saying?
Reality is more important. I think reality is important.
But
reality,
to you, but truth, what's more important to the overall picture?
Fucking perception.
Thank you. It's more important
to me because outside of Martin Luther King, let me give you an example. He's a great father. He's a great father. He's a great father. He's a great businessman. He's a great CEO. He's an entrepreneur.
He's such a boss.
He's such a boss.
He's a boss.
Look at that man. He's a boss.
Look at him.
He's a great father. Look at him, that strong black man.
Look at him being at his kid's game.
Look at him. He's a great father. He's a boss. He's a strong black man.
Look at him posting his wife. Look at him.
Look at him.
On date night. Look at him.
But you're cheating on your wife. You're not a good husband. You're not a good communicator. You don't value her feelings. But he's great in all these other aspects. How are you a great leader, a great CEO, a great black man, a great father, a great leader in any aspect? You're not a great husband, a great communicator, a great...
You're a liar.
You're not great.
You're
not great.
You're a liar.
You're not great.
So that's my point.
You're not great.
So I posted this.
You're not great.
The others.
God, you're not. That is triggering.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a good dad. You're not a good dad because you don't respect me. How the fuck you showing these kids you a good father and you don't respect their mother? How are you a good father and you don't respect who brought them into this world?
Carried them.
You're not a great dad, my nigga. You're an okay human.
You're present in the sense of...
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. I just got worked. What did you put in this drink?
No, but seriously, it's like, okay, so for an example, if I'm a good person to you, but I'm not a good person...
Oh, no, come on, baby, please.
I'm not a good person to other people.
I love that quote.
Am I a good person?
Say it again.
if I'm a good person to you, I posted this on it's on my post, and I posted it on my stories before, but someone being a good person to you means they're a good person to you. Someone being a good person to everyone means that they are a good person.
In general.
And that's my point. What is the consistency of your character? You cannot say that you are a good husband or you are a good wife, because let's make it gender neutral. This ain't about just this is a humanity conversation.
We're just talking broadly.
But we're females, so we're gonna come from a female perspective. But let's talk about humanity. If
women
you are a good,
fucked up too.
Absolutely. And there were times where I had to stand in my truth and be like, I wasn't a good wife. Not because I was out cheating or doing any of those, but if I wasn't putting my husband's needs before mine or considering them, or I gave more attention to my children more than I gave to my relationship, or I was more committed.
Had to stop it, y'all. Woo. Ooh, boy. Oh, my God. Woo, I got guys in the green room here. I'm going to get to y'all in a second. Robert, quick 504 just got in the green room. I'm going to get to both of y'all. Give me 1 second, guys. As you guys know, it was the hardest thing for me to do, not to say a goddamn word. I put myself on mute. I'm not putting other people's names in this chat here in this live stream. I could put myself on mute, y'all. I had to hold myself back. I wish I could cut my tongue off here when I was listening here. Lord have mercy. Y'all hear that? Let that marinate for a second, y'all. What I'm gonna do here, I got some questions here. I'm gonna get to some of this chat here as well. I'm gonna bring the tribe up here because it's not just about me, it's about y'all. We want to have these conversations, these dialogues here. So I'm going to bring up Robert's in the house.
Hey.
And then we're going to bring up Quick 504 for the first time. What's
up,
going
fellas?
on, guys?
All
How y'all
right.
doing tonight? Welcome Monday evening, TDN Live. I appreciate it. Hey, you know what? Let's get the party going here. I see Alex about to come in here. Alex, get your camera right, bruh. Get your camera right. We're going to get you, we'll get you in here
Alex,
as
get
well.
that camera right.
Yeah. So we're going to get everybody in here before we get started here, guys. Shout out to my man Brent with another $4.99 super chat. My man Brent in the house, man. Hey, I appreciate you all. Utah's in the house, y'all. Brent's from Utah. That's how big the tribe is growing. We all over the place here. Yo, man, I appreciate you. Hey, you know what, though? The way I got going on this week with my schedule here, trying to put my calendar together, I might be using that to buy 2 coffees back to back in the morning time because I got a lot of stuff to do. You know, so yeah, thank you again, man. Thank you for that. Fred says, damn, I wish Kaz would like to respond to this crap. Man, we're going to be saying this for a hot minute before we get into it, that if Kevin was here, like the things that he would say to level set it, when people think it's not the bashing, just the calm, cool collective of just saying, hey, you know what, this is just wrong here. This ain't right. But Robert's been waiting the longest here. So I'm going to get to you first, Robert. When you first saw this video, now, you're not black, of course, but we've had our conversations, and we know how we know where we stand at here. So when you saw a woman like B. Simone, like in this video here, I played it again, went in on MLK like this here, and in general, men in general, how did you feel?
It made my blood boil. Literally, they don't understand. When a man becomes rich and powerful like Martin Luther King, you can't blame the man. Because there's going to be women coming from left, right, and center. And the wife knew that's the consequence of having a rich, powerful man. Like Kevin Samuels said, that's the consequence. And some of these women don't want that consequence. If you want a loyal man, don't deal with rich, powerful men.
Quick, let me come to you, brother.
Well, hey, I'm a son of a dad like that. So
really?
My dad is a very high earner, and he's still married to my mom for 50 years. And we just found out recently, like 5 years ago, that he had children on the side. My dad was a player, but the thing is, my dad is still my hero, period, because He still provides, still protects his family like he's supposed to, and everything else. Even though he did a little dabbing on the side, but that doesn't take away from him being the good man that he is for taking care of his family. And a lot of women like to go ahead and shoot all that down because, oh, he did this and he did that. But you're taking away from the fact that he did everything he's supposed to do, provide and protect and take care of his family.
Exactly. One of the things that I wanted to point out here and bring up, I was watching, I'm going to play the video again. But I want to ask these questions to the tribe and see how you guys think about it here. Because what B. Simone was basically saying is that our roles as human beings are intertwined. So if you're bad at one, you're bad at everything in life. So basically what she was stating, and she said it verbatim, how are you a good father if you're not a good husband? If you're not one, you're neither. How does that, I'm gonna go back to Robert here. How does that make you feel, Robert, knowing that they're two exclusively different titles? Being a father is having that title for your children. Being a husband is the title for your spouse, your wife. So the fact that a woman like this here wants to tie everything together, Robert, how does that make you feel?
It doesn't make sense because I'm a father myself, and I try my best to communicate with the ex to try finding out more information about my daughter, tell her happy birthday and everything. That's a true father, more concerned about the child than anybody else. But if you want to steamroll him like that, like, oh, he doesn't provide, he doesn't do this and that, he's a bad father. Sometimes that father's own guidance from his heart is just as enough as if he can't be able to provide for that child because of consequences he can't even control.
I hear that, man. And right.
Yeah, the other thing, I'm disabled myself, so that's the reason why I say it that way.
I hear you. And quick, how do you feel about women stating that you can't be a good, if you're a good father and you're not a good husband, that means you're not a good man? How do you feel about that, man?
I'm not gonna curse.
Hey, you know what? It's all good. I have no problem if you're gonna let them fly here now and then. Just don't go Eddie Murphy Raw on me, man. Just don't go Eddie Murphy Raw. But yeah, you can say a few words, man. I'm not gonna trip.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't sit there and condemn one thing. It's like the same, like the saying, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Beat me too. I was gonna say that tonight, man.
You know, because if he's good at one thing and not good at the other, doesn't mean he's a bad person. Sometimes it's just the point that he's only good at one thing but not good at the other. So you got to give him credit at something, because you can't be all around totally a bad person where you can't be a good father or a good husband at all in the same shot. I know buku guys like Pookie Herrera that's really bad at both, but I know some guys.
I get that quick.
Thank you. And there's a lot of guys who are very good fathers, but can't get along, couldn't stand the mother, but would cheat on her because she doesn't do what she's supposed to be doing. But everybody have their own reasons. Everybody have their own ideas of why they don't want to do the second thing, which is to be a good husband versus being a good father. So everybody's got their thing.
Yeah. Thanks for that input here. Here's what I want to chime in at. It seems like we're losing a lost battle with black women. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, this is not a separate situation where that we have one high profile black woman who is saying this here. Is it, for me, I seem like if I keep running across this over and over and over again every day, where that as black men, we have to be perfect. We have to run the race. When we run that 100-meter dash, hey, we got to run that at sub 10, baby. We got to be world class or we are shit. We cannot make any mistakes. Now, here's the thing I want to say. I don't want anybody to take my words out of context, or someone's going to clip this, do reaction videos, whatever the case may be. Do I condone cheating? No, I don't condone cheating. Do I understand cheating? Yes, I do, because I do not know the inner workings of that relationship. I don't know what may have occurred between that man and that woman for that to happen. B. Simone is coming from a standpoint is the man is always wrong. He's cheating, so he's not great. He's cheating, so he's a bad human being. he's cheating so that he's just lower than low. But we all know being in long-term relationships, whether you're married, you with kids, it's a lot deeper than that. We never want to dig down to ask the questions, why did that man cheat? You know, it's a really, really, really so many questions that we want to ask here. Why did he cheat? How did he cheat? Are you in a sexless marriage? Did that occur? Is your woman, you just don't like her anymore? I had a reaction video where I talk about how men have to not drive home right away. They'll take a few extra drive around the block before they sit in the driveway. They'll go ahead and got to go to the bar and get a few drinks before they got to get in the cut. They got to go ahead and go and bring it down a little bit so they can go ahead and deal with the nonsense here. Now, I'm not trying to paint the picture that all women are like this here. I'm painting the picture if I know a lot of men who are not happy in their relationships. And a lot of these guys are also beta men as well, who don't want to upset the apple cart and just want to just kind of get through their days here. But we never want to dig down and dissect that part. We're always the men who are always bash. The men are saying, you're not great, my nigga. Like, the man changed the civil rights era. Like, we're literally at a point now where black women like her would not be in her position today. She would not have her podcast. She would not have over 800 subs on YouTube. She would not be making millions. She would not be on MTV with Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon wouldn't be here in his accomplishments the way he is without MLK. Your mentor is the one who would not be here without you, but still, he's not great. It's a goddamn shame, y'all. It's a goddamn shame that we have to fight every single day. I'm not putting on black men here, but Robert can attest to, and especially in these court systems, men in general, we're fighting losing battles here. And that it seems like when this gets public here, it just keeps adding more weight to us to try to fight back and show us, hey, we're not all dirt dogs. We're not all Pookies and Ray Rays. We're not all here doing what's wrong here. Do cheating happen? But what is the context of the cheating? There's some times when cheating's going on where the woman knows about it. She's okay about it. I've seen situations where that she wants her man to cheat because she can't do for her man no more. But we don't talk about that. And when we do, what do we have? We have situations like last week where that we don't want to put accountability on the person. We don't want to let that personal situation be what it is because we want to be in everybody's goddamn bedrooms. That's a problem in the United States. I think in the world, we want to be in everybody's bedrooms here. So, we lost you quick there. Yeah, you went black here, but I know I was talking for a hot minute here. Did you want to jump in, Robert? I thought you wanted to say something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. When you were talking about going to the bar and everything, reminds me of a story of my father. My father was, usually after work, he would be extremely stressed out. He would go to the bar. The one time he decides to come home, he parks right in front of the house, ends up passing out in the bed of the pickup truck with the dog, with the family dog sleeping right next to him. Wakes up the next morning, the dog's right next to him. It's just, dependent on your job and things like that, you don't want to sacrifice all the stress you're dealing with at work too to put towards your family. And my dad, he was married twice before my mom. He has two other children before me, which I'm the first one.
Real fast here. Hey, quick. I didn't take you off. I just removed you here because you went black here. So as soon as your camera comes back on, I'll bring you back up if you're trying to get back on the stream here. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, but really, it's most women don't understand. Men they're always stressed out because they have to always constantly provide. And sometimes the jobs are not safe. I know my dad, he worked for foundry work, heavy labor jobs that were paying him really good money. And people don't understand that. That's what some of these guys have to do just to provide to their family. I understand that once I turned 5, when he got disabled at, that would have been 91 when he lost his leg. He had a tough time dealing with that after losing the leg because he couldn't be able to work. That was the only thing he ran on. But then once I got older and saw how much he got from disability for how hard he worked, it was crazy because it had to be split amongst him, myself, and my 2 younger brothers, and also one of my older half brothers from his ex-wife. That was how much he worked that hard just to provide.
I hear that. I'm gonna get to some of these chats here and I'll get back to you quick. Quick just dropped off here. If you come back quick. We just lost you there. So I'm gonna get to some of these chats here because y'all is pouring in. Alex says MLK was a great man. Hell yeah, he's a great man. We ain't hear about him, y'all. It doesn't. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, we all united together. He helped it. There's so many things that went on here, but want to tear this dude down here. Let's see here. Look what MLK did for America. Who cares about his private life? Exactly.
Yeah, who cares about his sexcapades?
You know. Kirby is asking, what about you, first president? Hey, the president's all. Hey, every president. I don't want people to get on me. I don't think Barack got it in because they were gonna get on his ass if he wilded out. But everybody else was getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, look at Clinton. There's the biggest example.
Oh yeah, exactly. Here. Let me see here. What we got here? Black people will do and say anything for money and support each other. Got that right, y'all. Here's one thing. I'm glad you brought that up here, Brandon, because I don't know if my timeline is a little bit different. I want to get Quick's assessment here on this here. Is it me? I saw more venom for Kevin Samuels passing than the Buffalo situation last week.
Absolutely.
Within our own community. And the situation in Buffalo was targeted towards us. So, Quick, I don't know about your timeline. My timeline, I saw it, but I didn't see the outrage. We were crying. I seen people upset, but I didn't see the venom for the shooter.
No,
compared to Kevin Samuels this week.
There was no venom for the shooting. There was no. Usually people would go out there that would boycott, riot. Call for. They're just like a general unstable of stuff that's going on. And plus by the cops taking this guy without even a scratch on him, that should be a crazy uproar. But it really makes you shake your head. But yet they want to spit venom and want to be upset about Kevin Samuels. I'm like, are you serious? And who said? Somebody said they were more crazy about what happened with Will Smith and Kevin Samuels than that actual Buffalo thing that happened. That's how crazy it is.
Yes. We had more people, more black women support Will Smith for an attack against another black man in public in the biggest, broadest Hollywood entertainment sector there is in the entire world in the Oscars, and supported black on black crime. And here it is. I did not see it. Please, if y'all got something in y'all feed, send it over to me. I want to see it because I try to be in these internet streets all day because I'm trying to create content and look for content or have some commentary. And the one thing I know is I was watching the news, whether it was CBS, NBC, ABC, I'm looking at all these different news feeds, and then I go online, I go on Facebook and YouTube, and you know what? Kevin Samuels was an economy on YouTube, right? Y'all don't realize it. Like, there's a reason why I did so many Kevin Samuels videos. He was an economy. We're gonna see who's really gonna come through, through the YouTube sector now that he's not around here. But we saw so much hate for him. And what did Kevin Samuels have? Words, commentary, and these conversations are trying to build, uplift, or have people to think logically here. And we had a man who literally took lives. And I don't see anybody. I don't see the video. Maybe they don't want the algorithm to be messed up. But go ahead, Robert.
The weird thing was even Reverend Al Sharpton was in Buffalo, and it was dead. I saw a guy on YouTube even show a clip. It's like no noise. Even when some of the family members came up to the mic, I'm like the one female. I'm like, she should not even gone up to her. She was so emotionally distraught still. She should have been in a psychiatrist's office to try to deal with what she's dealing with.
Man, let me get to a few more of these chats here. And then what I'm going to do, guys, is there's people that joined late. I'm going to play the video again, but we're going to react to it so we can break down these parts here that is just, oh boy. Like, I'm hoping that after this here that I'll be done with B. Simone. I have friends that rock with her. I know someone personally that works on some of her social media stuff. And I had an issue with her last year because, I don't know if you guys seen it, like Kevin Samuels has a video from the grave right now where he talked about B. Simone last year. He literally said, you are one viral moment away from being canceled. Like, he was putting this out there a year ago when she was dropping videos. Just to let you guys know the level set, she was the one pushing hard where women don't want 9-to-5 guys anymore. She had, you guys go on YouTube or Google B Simone 9-to-5, and she goes hard that I don't want a 9-to-5 guy. He's got to have a business, got to be an entrepreneur, right? And it's this type of logic, this type of thinking that not understanding the type of work that men do, where that we have women saying, oh, if you work a job like this here where you're on the clock, I don't want you. She's that kind of women spewing this kind of venom here, where that brainwash women saying that, you know, though a guy can have a 9-to-5, be salaried and making over $130,000 a year, and these women are saying no because you're on the clock. You got to have a business. But here's the thing though, how many businesses are actually successful? And if they're successful, they making any goddamn money? You know, you see so many people saying, I'm an entrepreneur. What the fuck you doing with your entrepreneurship? What's your business? You know, what's your LLC? You know, what you got going on? And we got so many guys now, when women hear this, they say they got their own business. And then now they bust down Pookies and Ray Rays who claim the business owners when all they doing is working 9-to-5s as well. I've seen that. So she's, if you guys want to do your homework, she's the one that spit all that. Like, I don't want no 9-to-5 guy. And then if you go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, you go on Instagram, after that timestamp, you will see tons of videos. It happened before, but you will see tons of videos where women are like, I don't want a 9-to-5 guy no more. No, I need to be able to go on vacation whenever I want to go on vacation. We need to get up and go when we can just get up and go. Basically, you want a drug dealer. Like these
and their track record's not good either.
Funny thing about this,
are not good.
There are a bunch of 9-to-5 women that don't want 9-to-5 guys. Because majority of them are nurses. They do all this other stuff that they do, these little soft jobs, because they don't work a real labor job. You know, they work in office and stuff like that. They do 9-to-5, but they don't want a 9-to-5 guy, which is you know, they talk all this hypocritical crap.
And it's sad. Like, how are we as a people, like, I talk about all cultures, but we as black people, we're at the bottom of so many different statistical areas. And when we see women like this here, that is increasing the venom. Like, when a certain person, I'm not going to say his name, it'll be addressed another time, talking about spitting venom, this is worse. When we talk about what Jamal Bryant was saying last week, and the things that was detrimental because a dead man can't speak for himself, we got a black woman tearing down one of the greatest black men in history because the fact that he had allegedly some side pieces on Claretta here. You know, and in the irony is, when we talk about cheating, doesn't matter what culture, what race, when polled. Now, we know we don't have exact numbers because some people are not going to be forthright, but the people who were forthright, when they did the studies, y'all can look it up all you want. I give my sites and things of that nature all the time. I'll bring more later, but 28% of men admitted to cheating in committed relationships. The women who actually appealed, who actually answered to the same polls here, 24%. So when we're talking about cheating, B Simone, and like, I say you're not good or you're not great or you know you don't have a legacy, women are cheating on almost the exact same level as men. But for some reason, men, and especially black men, we want to be demonized. It's a shame, y'all. Let me get to some of these chats here. We're going to pick this going here. I see y'all going in, guys. Let me see here. Give me 1 second here. We got Cliff in the building here. The utter idiocracy of her statement is mind-boggling. And this is the same person who was chasing after the baby. Yeah, she would. Hey, any woman that's smashing the baby, I like the baby. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna front. Like, I get in my car, you know what I mean? He got that bop. You know, I ain't gonna front. You know, baby, he got a song called Bop. He got that bop, yo. I ain't gonna front. But if you out here smashing the baby, we already know what kind of person you are, because the baby ain't wifing you. You for the streets, and for the streets you shall go to. Lord have mercy. What's Kirby saying? Kirby's going in. What's that? Beta males cheat too. I need to see the context on this chat here after the fact. I don't know what you're talking about here, man. What else we got here? We got Alex here talking about Many biracial celebrities wouldn't be alive without him. Give me a one in and one right or wrong. Hey, you're right about that. We've seen the documentaries about mixed couples and, you know, having to fight. I forgot, it was Loving. It was a documentary on HBO, how they were fighting, you know, a black woman and a white man trying to be together. Not only did Dr. King fight for us brothers, black people and black women, he fought for everybody. Everything that we see now opened up the floodgates. And here's the thing. We don't get where we're at, black people, about, you know, of course, about Dr. King, but other nationalities being behind us as well. Black people don't do it alone. We have to have white people behind us. We had other nationalities behind us during the civil rights era. It was the civil rights era. We don't get it alone about black people, about white people. So for B. Simone to do what she did here was just, man, it's good. I appreciate that, Alex. Let me see what Fred's saying here. Exactly, Dave. Them men that cheat are cheating with women. Hear that? So I guess she was never cheated. She has never cheated. That's a good question. That's a good question there, GX. Let's see here. Here's what I'm going to do here, guys. I'm going to put the video back on, and we're going to react to it here. We're going to chop this. I let it play, and it was hard. Now, I promise this will be the last time I play this video.
I'm going to mute myself then before this starts then.
And I will not play it ever again after this live stream here. I will not rock with this here because it's so painful. We're doing this because we have to talk about it. It's not right. You know, we got to call people out. When people fuck up, I'm going to curse here. When people mess up, fuck up, or are disrespectful to people who paved the way for you, you got to get called out. We got to bring it to the front of the congregation. And you know what, though? You got to take this work. You got to take this heat. It's not just me giving this work. It's all of YouTube, all social media. Because you know what, B. Simone? You're talking some fucked up bullshit right now. For you to think that this is gonna be a good, you and your co-host, this is gonna be good. We're gonna talk about Martin Luther King. Nah, y'all sound like some fucking clowns right now. I'm gonna say that. It's clown shit to do that here. So I'm gonna bring the video back up and we're gonna snip it here and go and get into it, and then we'll see how this goes here. Let me get one more chat here. Coach 67's in the house. Peace and blessings, Dave, and everyone. Feminism has brainwashed many of these modern women to the point they make no sense whatever, with nerve of them disrespect Dr. King. Facts. Modern feminism, what's this, the third or fourth wave of feminism? Y'all, man, y'all just don't know what y'all got going on here. So let's go ahead and get this video back up here, and I'm gonna react to it here for the tribe here, and then we'll see how the rest of the chat got going on here. Let's see here. Let me do this, and here we go.
The perception of how we see a thing or what that thing really is. And I'm going to give you an example.
What the thing really is.
What's more important? The fact that Martin Luther King is the man that we see that fought for freedom, or the fact that he was cheating on his wife?
Jesus. I think, ooh, no, move.
What's more important?
First of all here, guys, what's up with the finger rolls, y'all? I thought that went out with Toto in the 90s. Hey, guys. I'm gonna go in right now, right? The hairstyle, the finger rolls.
Go in.
I mean, that's Toto from like what, 95?
Yeah.
You know, Bad Boy. Can't you see?
92 at the earliest.
I'm sorry, B. Simone. Y'all, you need to kill the finger rolls. We're not bringing this back. This is something else from I understand that in 2022 we want to bring a whole bunch of stuff back. We ain't bringing it back here. Hey, before I continue the rest of the reaction,
seems like an Italian wife in my book.
Hey, Alex, you still having some camera problems, bro. You look frozen right now. I want you on, but it looks like your camera's a little janky here. So as soon as your camera gets right, I'll bring you on the screen. So let's get back to the video here. First of all, these finger weights got to go, y'all. Come on, B. Simone. Whoever told you your style said, this is popping, girl, this platinum look, lied to your fucking ass. Back to the video.
I love you, baby.
What's more important? Because that is the reality of the fact. He was a great man who knew God's word, who led people to freedom. He was cheating on his wife. That is a fact. So what is more important? Is it more important that we see him as that man who gave that amazing speech on that amazing day and led amazing people to freedom? Or is it important that we know, or is it important that we knew both?
I think it's both.
Hold on. I'm stopping again because what's up with the part in her eyebrow, y'all? I got to go in on that. What the fuck? is going on with the
What
part
the
in the
fuck?
eyebrow there? Hey, I'm showing my age, guys, right? I remember back in the 80s when Big Daddy came, the high top fade, we had the parts on the side and we had the parts here. And then if you was really cool, you had like 1 to 2 to 3 parts in your eyebrows. I'm talking between the time period like 87 to like 89.
That's back when they had the Nino Brown half flat top.
Yeah, quick.
In my
yeah,
case, I
you
would
know
say,
what I'm
why do that when you just shave the eyebrow off and just tattoo it on?
So B Simone, whoever told you to put the part in your eyebrow, girl, let it grow back. That was in 88, 89. That's not coming back. Don't bring it back. Here's the thing, the part in the eyebrow and the finger waves, and someone in the chat says Josephine Baker. Hey, Josephine Baker made it hot back then. She ain't making this hot. She's looking like Who Shot John? God damn. Yeah, I said that, y'all. I'm struggle swimming tonight, but I can't help it though because this is fucking ridiculous here. So before I get going here, Alex, can you hear me? You're frozen, Alex. Gotta remove you. Come on, Alex, get your connection right here. Let's get back to the video.
But that's hindsight. But that's hindsight. You
to
see
me,
what I'm saying?
reality is more important. I think reality is important.
But
reality,
to you,
the
but
truth,
what's more
the
important
truth.
to the overall picture?
Fucking perception.
Thank you. It's more important.
To me, because outside of Martin Luther King, let me give you an example. He's a great father. He's a great.
She wants to be facetious right now. She want to add all these little extras here. See, this is the animated part. She was working on this probably before they hit the record, but it's like, I'm going to go in hard, y'all, about MLK here. Here it is. Here's my little monologue. These bitches are going to rock with me on this one. My black girl magic is going to be on this one here. Oh, Lord. Let's see how this goes here now.
Father. He's a great father. He's a great businessman. He's a great CEO. He's an entrepreneur.
He's such a boss.
He's such a boss.
He's a boss.
Look at that man. He's a boss.
Look at him.
He's a great father. Look at him, that strong black man.
Look at him being at his kid's game.
Look at him. He's a great father. He's a boss. He's a strong black man.
Look at him posting his wife. Look at him
Look at him.
on date night. Look at him.
But you're cheating on your wife. You're not a good husband. You're not a good communicator. You don't value her feelings, but he's great in all these other aspects. How are you a great leader, a great CEO, a great black man, a great father, a great leader in any aspect? You're not a great husband.
Easy. Because I help black people get civil fucking rights. I help black people be able to work with white people. I work with the racists in the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. We marched on Washington. Okay? My wife didn't have a problem with me wilding out. But you got a problem with it.
Man, it's just like when they were talking about how much they loved the vice president, but they forgot that she screwed her way all the way up to the top.
Ooh, quick. You're going to go there, Bob. You're going to go there, huh? You're going to...
I gotta go there because a lot of these ladies want to talk all this trash about what men do. They forgot what most of their leaders do. And a lot of their leaders had to step on a lot of heads and ride a lot of heads to get to where they had to go.
Exactly.
And they forget about that.
Exactly. Let me get to the rest of this video here.
Great communicator. A great...
You're a liar.
You're not great.
You're a liar.
not great.
You're a liar.
You're not great.
So that.
You hear that? The shaming. What did Kevin say? The shame, insult, guilt. It needs to be right. You're not great, black man. If my relationship with you is not good, you are not great. It's an absolute. Have you noticed how women deal in absolutes here? Either it's all or nothing. I like to think about like the Sith and like the Jedis in Star Wars here. It's either you're all in or there's nothing at all here. You're not great. Really?
Dave.
Yes, Robert, go ahead.
There's a big question. What happens if we started treating them like that, the way they treat us? What would happen? You would know. They would be flaming mad because then we have higher standards that they cannot reach, which they set on us. They wouldn't like that. And they scream about equality, but what they want is not equality. They want to be treated like princesses while us treated as trash.
Funny thing about it is, Kevin Samuels had asked a question like about a similar situation like this. He already said that women and men cheat at almost at the same rate, but the women gives men more shit than anything behind them cheating when they get caught. And he asked, why? Why is that? And they can't answer it.
They can't.
Which I can answer that one. They don't want to take responsibility worth a damn. That's the reason. They're allergic to responsibility 100% of the time.
Correct.
Hey, real fast here. Alex is going to come back when you get a better connection, but you say you don't mind the eyebrow thing, Alex? Seriously? Alex?
I think Alex is just young. That's the reason.
Thought she was my man, Alex. I get it. You got your thing. You like your women the way you like your women. I like my women the way I like my women. Hey, Alex, I just got to tell you, that eyebrow thing, that ain't my thing, man. We're going to have to talk about this one, man. I get, hey, if that's you, bro. I don't want to disrespect you on that, man. If you like it, that gets your jollies rocked, brother. That gets your jollies rocked. Let's get back to this video here.
That's my
You're
point.
not great.
So I posted this.
You're not great.
The other.
God, you're not. That is triggering.
Yeah, for
oh, well,
sure.
I'm a good dad. You're not a good dad because you don't respect me. How the fuck you showing these kids?
You hear that? That line right there, I've seen that so many times. I want to stop that on purpose, guys. How are you not a good dad if you don't respect me? You're putting the titles, you're putting the work of being a husband and father together all in one, where they're two different relationships. The relationship that I have with either my son or my daughters or whoever I'm raising is one thing. My relationship with my wife, my spouse, or my living girlfriend or baby mama is another thing, right? They're two separate relationships. You can be a dope father and be a horrible husband. You can be a dope mother and be a horrible, and be a horrible wife, or vice versa here. But women like this here is showcasing that you have to be great. You have to be all or nothing. She is saying, no, if you're not treating me right, you're not a good father. And what do we have here? This is a situation where we see the high increase in divorce rates, where that we see the women take the child away from the father, saying, well, if you can't treat me right, how am I gonna say you're a good father? How many times have we seen, like, of course, people say they're scripted in my support court videos or any other court video, where that the woman will say, he cheated on me, he was not a good husband, so I don't see he's a good father. And then when you get the facts and the judge find out everything's, wait a minute, the father's paying child support, the father is paying all the medical bills, he's putting food on the table, but you two don't have a good relationship. You see how black women want to put the fact that if me and you relationship doesn't work, then the whole relationship of everything involved of us is the shits. It has to be everything's good, or it's done, and I'm gonna file those divorce papers and I'm leaving. And I'm taking the kids. And you're gonna pay these high fees here from the court costs here and child support, and you're gonna barely see your kid too, because I don't like you anyway, and you don't deserve to see your kids because you're not a good person. This is that round robin circle of this mentality that we see here right now, that women like her, and I say this on purpose, that she's talented because she has over 5 million Instagram followers. She has over 800,000 on YouTube. So there is a lot of modern women that is following her. A lot of modern women listening to her. A lot of modern women doing everything they want to be like her, saying, I can be in social media and be a content creator and be just like B. Simone and get this money here. It keeps the cycle going of how men and women are divided. And before I keep going to the rest of the video here, guys, did you hear something that I want to give a little bit about B. Simone here? And so I said that she's talented and she has a good work ethic to a degree. Did y'all know that she had a little bit of scandal last year because she wrote a book and came to find out part of the book was plagiarized. Word for fucking word. Now, she wanted to say that, hey, she came out with some excuses and she tried to get out in front of it. We're not talking about right now because a year ago, it was, there's parts of the book that was plagiarized word for word. So this is the type of woman. She's on her hustle. She's on the grind. How people make it. I'm gonna write a book about myself. I'm gonna create all these social media content courses. I'm gonna get on every single platform and monetize myself. But what women are not seeing is that you want to talk shit about MLK when you over here stealing words verbatim to sell a goddamn book. People want to throw stones when they got a fucking glass house.
Oh, she did a Melania Trump. Ain't that something?
Yes, sir. Hey, didn't she take Michelle's speech?
Yeah.
Or someone else's speech, or was it a Bush's speech that she took? Melania.
No, it was Michelle Obama's speech.
You know? And here's the thing when it comes to books. People take stuff all the time in books, right? We see that all the time. The problem, though, is that there was a chapter that was taken. It wasn't the whole book. It was like a chapter, word for word. And when this happened, I contacted my guy because my guy runs her social media. Like he didn't run the book, but he done a lot for her, camera work. I'm not gonna say his name, but you know he a good guy, you know. And he was defending her because that's his business partner. He's like, hey, y'all coming too hard for B. Simone. I was like, bruh, your girl fucked up. You gotta let her be accountable and sit on this shit. He didn't respond back to me, but I was like, dude, when somebody, I didn't think I was gonna talk about accountability for all these weeks straight here. I want to talk about accountability in Vegas and come back to it, but it seems like every other day I come on, we're talking about accountability. She is somebody, like I said, she's done what she done to get to where she's at, but she's had mistakes too. So if you got mistakes, you're gonna come for MLK? Seriously? You stole and plagiarized work and you were thinking, yo, I'm gonna come with this hotness here. I'm gonna go ahead and spit venom and disrespect the man who everybody rocks. Like, people wanted MLK dead when he was alive, but 60 plus years later, he's one of the most beloved figures, and a black woman's coming for him? And we wonder why we're separated. Wonder why we're separated here. Before I get to the rest of the video here, I want to get to some of these chats here. I see it's coming up here. Y'all going in. She is deluded and thinks every action a man does revolves around her. She will fight a man tooth and nail for dominance in the home. Right about that, GX. You're not a good dad if you're not a good husband. Exactly. The question marks. They're trying to conflate the different titles. What do we got here? Oh, so she thinks that she is the foundation.
Hell no.
A lot of women think this way, y'all. Let's see here. Well, we got Clifton in the house here. What up, Clifton? I see you here. This is that strategy of creating unrealistic standards so that 98% of men can't meet. And when we don't meet these delusional standards, then the reason why they are alone is because all black men are bad. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring this video up, because I want to get you guys to chime in here again. We are the devils. We're demons. We're no good. We cannot be saved. We're all gay for some reason. We're all in jail. We ain't on YouTube talking, guys. We're not having these conversations right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm down low. You know, I like boys, is what they tell me. You know, they demonize us. Clip that. Y'all gonna say that, whatever. But that is how black men are treated in this country in 2022 here. What you gonna oh, Robert walked away. I didn't see it. Did you have something to say quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah, thing is, a lot of these women want to make up these crazy expectations if they can't meet it. No, it is what it is. They say that we're useless or whatever. Or is it the other way? Because theoretically, they can't seem to be a simple housewife. And to them, being a simple housewife is like having to pull teeth.
Oh my God.
Because they eat always asking for the simple things. You say fit, you know, all the things that you're supposed to be as a housewife. Fit, feminine, friendly. They can even be friendly. They can't even do that. All the simple things.
Smile quick. We can't get them to smile.
Can't even get that. You can't even get them to be nice to us. Because to them, they feel like, oh, if we be nice to you, it's tearing my whole insides out just to be nice to you. Exactly. They can't even do the simple things. But yet, they have a long list of things that we have to overcome in order for to appease them.
Hey, Robert, did you have something to say before you walked away? I'm
No,
sorry.
I just put up 1 minute because I was going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get back to the rest of this video here. So we're gonna let her finish her janky diatribe here with that jacked up part.
Kid, you a good father, and you don't respect their mother. How are you a good father, and you don't respect who brought them into this world?
Carried them.
You're not a great dad, my nigga. You're an okay human.
You're not a good dad. So you see how they minimize us here. In a generalization here, and I've seen this a million times, the man could have been buying the clothes for the kids. He's actually taking his kids to the park. He's actually the kids' little league coach, football coach, a basketball coach. You know, he had, because of everything that's going on, he had to scale back because he got to pay so much child support, but he's there every weekend. Whatever the hours are, because he's confined to the courts, he's doing what he got to do here. But because black woman, that our relationship didn't work, you're going to say that me and my son or me and my daughter can't have a relationship. This is what we see here. That's got to be pointed out, that it's got to be done away with here. We got to put a light on this here. It's women like B. Simone here having this mentality here, who is not even a wife, not even married, but is speaking where that women are following this here. This has got to end, people. We gotta put a spot like this here. You know what though? You're getting your money, and I see what you're doing, B. Simone. But you know what though? When you're fucking wrong, you're fucking wrong. I don't believe in canceling nobody. But you know what though? There's a time when people need to sit the fuck down, and you need to sit the fuck down. This is ridiculous, y'all. Let's get back to the rest of this video.
You're present in the sense of,
I'm sorry, Jesus Christ, I just got worked. What did you put in this drink?
no, but seriously, it's
Crack.
like, okay, so for an example, if I'm a good person to you, but I'm not a good person.
No, come on, baby, please.
I'm not a good person to other people.
I love that quote you
Am I a
post.
good person?
Say it again.
If I'm a good person to you, I posted this on it's on my post, and I posted it on my stories before, but someone being a good person to you means they're a good person to you. Someone being a good person to everyone means that they're a good person.
In general.
And that's
Now, this here, they want to split hairs, guys, because the fact that you may not have a good relationship with one person, they're trying to say that you're not a good person in general. Y'all hear that? The absolute that if whatever the reason, we don't even know if this woman is the bane of our existence, you know, we can't stand her. She don't do anything for us. She don't cook. She don't make us happy. She complains all the goddamn time. I've seen some of my guys who are married who are just going through it. And, you know, but you want to put it to the whole idea that if one relationship is no good, then that person as a whole is a no good person. Like, I'm not even the biggest fan of Charlamagne the God anymore, but he makes a great point. These are the type of black people, black women, that would not let Malcolm Little become Malcolm X. I want you guys to think about that here. I don't even follow Charlamagne like I used to anymore. You know, he's gotten older and he's changed. He's a good brother. There's some things I just don't co-sign with him on. But he makes a great point when I talk about change and accountability. We have black people today, like these women here, especially, I don't know her name, the co-host here, who they thought they were smart to go in on MLK. They would not allow Malcolm Little to become Malcolm X. Let that sit in. How many people do you know who will not allow a person to change? Someone who grew up in a certain circumstance and then they grew up and became better people. These are the women that will hold us back because you made mistakes in the past here. You go ahead and you have a flaw, and like you said, quick, throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Bro, these funky broads, let me tell you something. The girl over there said, oh, I done had a little bit too much to drink. No, that's your truth serum, honey, because you're speaking the truth of what's in your head. That automatically says that's how you really feel about certain men. Basically, you don't have no respect for men and a masculine that stand up for himself. If he ain't getting things right at home, he can go out and go get it. Thing is, he takes care of home, he provides, he handles his business, and if he ain't getting the business at home, he can go get it. I guarantee you, Miss Martin Luther King ain't fussing about it. She ain't fussing about it all these years.
Did
The
Claretta
kids
get
ain't
remarried?
complaining. He's still
she get
everybody's
remarried?
hero.
Hey, he
Still
died
married.
at 39 years old, quick. Did Mrs. King remarry? Ain't no man. What does Kevin Samuels always say? You don't get no better than your baby daddy, your ex-husband. Now we know that Claretta could have moved on, but even though the MLK probably dibbled and dabbled, it was no man that had a dream like her, man. She could not a woman as a hypergamous nature, she knew that she couldn't rock with no other man. There was no other ministers, no other civil rights leaders that was in the game. It was like, you know what though? And Martin's gone. You come in my bed. She was like, nah. I know Martin had his flaws, but you know what though? He was a great man. I don't even see myself another great man because you know what though? All y'all other brothers are sorry. He was the man. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So, but you want to say you're not great. Your legacy is no good here.
Man, these chicks on here are garbage.
Yes, Robert.
Yeah, it just proves these women want to push the goalposts further and further back, so you don't have a chance to score.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Nancy here. She's called them hyenas here. Boy, Nancy, you on one here. Sheila says, "Oh, Malcolm X, I really enjoy watching him. No doubt." Daniel says, "Struggle braids, Dave." Okay, yeah, maybe. She looked like the struggle's real here, y'all. Oh my God. Hey, what's going on with the super chat 999? What up, fam? I just tuned in. For what I've seen thus far is women will judge all men in general based on their relationship experience. That's why we are so divided. One wrong makes all wrong. Exactly, man. We was talking in the email earlier today. I'm glad you were able to hop on, man. I appreciate you with the super chat. Thank you for coming in and pouring into the show. Thank you very much, brother. Let's get to a few more things here. I need more women to check this heifer. I need for more good black women to stand up to this ratchetness. You're right, Clifton. That's why we have these spaces here. We want the women to come in here who knows this is bullshit, not standing for the sister code and calling her out and say, you know what, B. Simone, I don't believe in canceling. I'm saying you need to shut the fuck up and sit down for a couple of days and then reassess your fucking ideas of what you think content creation is. You know? Lord have mercy. Evil, foul, demons they are. No doubt, no doubt. We got my man, insurance agent, in the building with the $7 super chat. Fire. What's going on, my man? Hey, I appreciate your insurance, man. We be talking in the comment section, man. Hey, keep coming through, man. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad that you are here. Travis is in the house saying, from every era in history, powerful men has always had multiple women. So what makes MLK different from make MLK any different? Great point, Travis. Now, women hate this argument. Women hate when we bring this up here, that whenever there is a great man, powerful man, a man in power, there will always be women on the side, or we want to call them concubines back in the day in our biblical times. Side pieces, we talk about them today, whatever the case may be. You find me a powerful man, you're going to find me some side pieces. You're going to find some side action. And you know what? The women who are with these powerful men understand that. They have seen it and they know how the game goes here. So like I said, I'm not gonna say, hey, cheating, you know, depending on the dynamic of that relationship and the communication that you have with your spouse. We don't know that. So that's the reason why I don't go too hard, because you never know what's going on between that man and that woman. She might be okay with it, or they might have an open relationship. Hell, we might have a Will and Jay situation, for crying out loud. We don't know all the inner workings until stuff comes out and we know about it. Kirby's talking about Kennedy cheated. Hey, Kirby, the Kennedys were tag teaming Marilyn Monroe. Hey, the Kennedys? Come on, man. Hey.
Hell, the Kennedys weren't even tag teaming us waitress, for crying out loud.
Yes, Robert. Yes. Hey, let's just keep it 100. When Marilyn was like, happy birthday, Mr. President. Man, Bobby or Robert like, yo, get this girl out of here. We're gonna smash her. Now she gotta go. They were tag teaming her, y'all. And you know what? One was the president, and the other one was about to be president if he didn't get murked as well. Powerful men who their daddy and granddaddies were bootleggers, making that illegal alcohol game getting in here, you know? So we can go throughout history, look at every single powerful man, except for Jesus, I guess, depending on how you view the Bible, you know? I mean, that's on you guys, you know? Take Jesus out the game here, you know? Hey, every man has been getting it in since the beginning of time that is powerful. And the way it works is that women want to be with strong, powerful men. And when they recognize that, they have no problem sharing as long as their needs are met.
Correct.
To say it, but we know we've seen that over and over. Hey, quick, you gave the example of Melania here earlier. Hey, there's women who want to go to bat and say, "Oh, I feel so bad for Melania." Melania don't feel bad. Melania,
she's cashing in.
Hey, I want to get you guys. I want you guys to talk. I know I've been
She's getting that money, baby.
Hey, she redid her prenup. Became a post-up when Trump became president. She was like, "Hey, look, since you president now, we gotta redo the books." All right. I know that Trump is getting peed on. All right. I know the stuff he's doing in Russia. But you know what though? Hey, me and Barron are good. My little baby boy is good here. We got his trust fund going here. We straight. We gonna keep this going. Yeah, he a bad guy. I gotta bend over and I gotta take his 3 minutes. But you know what though? I'm rich, baby. I'm rich.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Her and her son get Secret Service the rest of their life and everything. So.
Mm-hmm. Nancy says, "Get it, Dave." I hear that here. There's always a cost, no matter how powerful the man is. No doubt, y'all.
Hell, I even said that myself. So it's like,
what we got here? Don't forget that one of these traitorous Aunt Jemima stabbed MLK in the chest, and doctors said if he would have sneezed during surgery, he'd have died in the table. Damn, cop killer, you come with the heat here.
That was a good one.
What we got here? Joseph from the movie Joseph King of Dreams 1. Okay, Alex. So here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to play the rest of the video here. I stopped it here. I had her on the screen here. I'm going to let the last part play here. Hopefully this will be the last time I played this video ever again in life here after we get through the segment.
That's my point. What is the consistency of your character? You cannot say that you are a good husband or you are a good wife, because let's make it gender neutral. This ain't about just this is a humanity conversation.
We're just talking broadly.
But we're females, so we're gonna come from a female perspective. But let's talk about humanity. If
women
you are a good,
fucked up too.
Absolutely. And there were times where I had to stand in my truth and be like, I wasn't a good wife. Not because I was out cheating or doing any of those, but if I wasn't putting my husband's needs before mine or considering them, or I gave more attention to my children more than I gave to my relationship, or I was more committed in my work than I was committed to my relationship, does that make me a good wife?
Yeah.
Even if I cooked and cleaned?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that make me a good wife? You know what I'm saying? I think so. We're trying to generalize it.
Yeah.
Being a good person to a selective few people doesn't make you a good person.
It doesn't.
Being a disciplined man because you're disciplined in the thing that brings you, that gives you gain
and
like
validation,
your job, yes, and validation,
and praises you,
is not mean that you're a committed man if you're still out cheating on your wife.
Jesus.
And you give, somebody very respected and well-known, posted something and to the sense of like how you should treat women. And for the public, wow, you're amazing. All we see is you praise your wife and exude all this love for your wife. But in the industry, because it's such a small community and shit travels very fast, I sent this to B and I was like, is this a joke?
Is this a joke?
Because you know personally that this person isn't faithful. Not because you're dealing with that person, but because
100%.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you have mind-blowing to me?
It's mind-blowing. But
and for example, like, I'll keep it a buck. We're going to be transparent, right? There was a point in time where me and my husband were not in a good place. I didn't post him.
Right.
I'm that type of person. Like, I
agree with that.
I don't, like, just don't.
I agree with that.
Why are you putting out a perception that's not real?
Why?
You don't have to. No one's making you do that.
No one's making you upload the family fucking Christmas photo and you just tore up the house because you went through this nigga's phone and he was with Nobody's making you post that family photo.
But that's what I'm saying. But when you are
I can't post a family photo, guys. You hear that, Robert? I cannot post a family photo because I may be having some marital problems in my relationship. I cannot post Christmas pictures because maybe there may be some indiscretions going on. You know, and then the other host, Robert, was trying to make the saying that, well, I wasn't being a good wife. I wasn't cheating, but I wasn't doing this, and this here, you know, that wasn't making me a good wife. Trying to justify the argument here, you know, and what do you got for me, Robert? You got anything to add to this last part of this video?
It gets my blood pressure going, but these people need reality given to them. Literally, because it sounds like two children arguing, talking about, oh, everything's bad, everything's bad. I'm like, come on. This is not even an adult conversation now. It's just degraded all the way.
Let me see here. We get some more chats here. David Miller says, these women are absolutely blasphemous. They have elevated themselves above their black men. You got that right, David. They not only they don't want to be equal with us anymore, they want to be above us. They want to stomp on our necks and make sure there ain't nothing left of us here. What's Jay Hurd said? This is what happens when women go unchecked. Here's the thing. You supposed to be married? If you are actually still married, who is your nigga? Because, you know, I feel sorry. I'm saying I feel sorry for your nigga. I'm just gonna put it out there. Matter of fact, I haven't used the N-word. That's probably the 2 times I've used it probably this year. I've taken it out of my lexicon here, basically. But I have to say what I gotta say it here. Whoever your guy is, I feel sorry for him. He gotta deal with this. Ooh,
No, in my case, I think the guy slit his wrist while he's hearing this. Literally. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Lord have
it's like,
mercy, y'all.
how freaking stupid are you? What?
Okay, who we got here? We got Jonathan Simmons in the house saying they want superiority order over us. It's our fault for being this quiet for so long. Hey, you know what? That's why we got these spaces here, Jonathan. That's why, you know what, though? The one thing with you two coming, take my channel out of the equation. Find all these channels here where everybody's able to speak. We're all able to talk, and we're not silent no more. You know what women are saying? Oh, these guys are women bashing. No, we're finally speaking up here. And you're right. We've been quiet for a long time because we have been painted this picture. We have been sold the wrong goods that women are always good. Women take the benefit of the doubt, and men are always wrong. And then whenever we have conversations like, how can you say that about her? She's so sweet, or she's so cute, or she's so pretty. How could she actually be that way? Nah, don't go that way. Just because she got a pretty smile and a big butt, that means that she can manipulate you to do whatever the fuck she wants.
Mm-hmm. Until she pulls off the veil of you, you can see the truth of her.
Mm-hmm. It's just sad.
I've had that happen to me a few times.
So I'm just gonna let this slide for another minute here, and then I'm done here.
A public figure, for example,
Okay.
Beyonce and Jay-Z,
Okay.
the elevator fight.
Okay.
We saw the footage. We didn't hear shit from them,
Shit else.
right? What's more important? Because if Jay-Z and Beyonce had a blowout
Yeah. Yeah.
and really did what everybody else does on social media and
Yeah.
air out their dirty laundry
Yeah.
and be messy,
Yeah.
like Kanye does.
Yeah.
Love him, but like Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't
You
need
know what
it
I'm saying?
all
We
out
don't,
there.
it's like every little thing we don't need
Yeah.
screenshots of text messages.
Every
I'm sorry, y'all. At this point again right now, I don't love Kanye. I say Kanye needs help before I go. So anybody that comes out is gonna say, I love Kanye. Nah, I'm sorry.
No.
You know what though? 20
No.
years ago, I rocked with Kanye. No, the Kanye today needs help. So anybody that's like, I love Kanye. Nah, Kanye needs to go ahead and get this therapy. He got to figure out his own support system with his 4 kids that he's got to deal with Kim Kardashian, and whether who's lying on what other side saying that he can't take his kids to school, or she's saying that he comes over. He's dealing with his own BS here. So while you over here talking out of both sides of your mouth and dogging men out here, and you say you rock with Kanye, if you really rock with Kanye, you won't be saying the things you're saying, because if you really did believe the words he's saying there was a period of time where he couldn't even see his kids, even though he bought a house across the goddamn street in the same damn cul-de-sac. I don't know if Kanye's lying or it was Kim keeping the kids during that time period, but Kanye literally bought the house right across the street. Literally, you could walk over there. Mailboxes share the same side of the street here. And he tore the house down and built it back up. And he was claiming, I can't see my kids. I don't know if he was lying or not, but you want to go ahead and talk about a man here and you're going to rock with Kanye? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Hey, before I get any further here, we have someone else that wants to jump into the tribe here. You know what, though? I'm done with the video right now. Let me pull this off the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Let me do this. And I got, is this Bye Baby? What's going on, baby? You in the panel. What's going on, man? Let me take you off mute. You're on mute, bruh. I can't take you off mute because your device is muted. Up.
This dude look lost.
Yeah, you look a little lost here, man. Hey, I just gotta say that I wanted to bring him on because he looked different. You know, I was gonna say, yo, who is this here? Reason why I did this here, because on my last channel that we had, we were straight struggle stream. We was just begging for people to come online, and we literally had someone from Montreal coming through. So if I see someone who look differently and y'all come through, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna see what they talking about here. But maybe he saw the link, you know, he got curious, saw a few black people, and saw you, Robert, and it's like, hey, maybe I could fit in.
Yeah, the one white kiss here. That's it. I'm the white kiss out of the three Hershey kisses.
And then
welcome.
Yeah, you know. Then he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get out of here, man." It's like I didn't know he was gonna put me on.
Yeah, next time I grab a wizard's outfit, just put it on before he comes on. Then you see this. I'm like, "Welcome to Wizard of Oz."
Hey guys, let's let you guys know. If you guys click on the link, whether for this night or any other night, and if I see your camera, you're coming on. It may take a few minutes depending on what I'm talking about here, but don't be scared. Don't be scared. You can go ahead and talk it out. If you click on the link, you coming on, baby. You coming on. So let me get to some more of these chats here, guys. Let's see here. Y'all they come in so fast, man. It's hard to keep up trying to drive the show and talk and keep my thoughts here and everything here. I need an intern. I'm about to hire my nephew to keep up these chats here, man. He ain't doing nothing. Something great. You know, he needs a job. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Clifton, after being bashed for 30 years, it's about time for a clapback. Hey, you know what? We have to talk. We have to let it be known. Women are going to say that we're bashing. No, we're speaking our mind, because you'd be surprised how when we speak our mind and women's going to say, oh, who hurt you? And as soon as you hear that, it's like, you got to go. You for the streets here, because we don't need this here. You know, we found they're speaking up, and then they can't take it. They don't like it. Cop Killer says, if these so-called women was over in the Middle East, the men over there would get a reality check equal broken neck. Hey.
Cop Killer, a little bit different. In the Middle East, they wouldn't live. They'd be beheaded right off the bat.
You couldn't be wild. You couldn't be promiscuous in the Middle East, y'all.
No.
This free love
I should
that
know.
we got
I was
here.
trying to go over to Iraq. They would have killed them off at a young age.
Hey, quick, this free love that we got out here, man, that wouldn't work in the Middle East, man.
Well, the thing is, the only reason why they could talk this shit and act the way they act is because they're in a first world country. And if they go to a third world country or anywhere else, they can't pull this type of shit.
Only in America here. Only in America we can do this here. You go anywhere else, yo, you gonna get chin checked in a second, boy. Yeah, if y'all know about some WWF, little Shawn Michaels, some sweet chin music, that's what's gonna happen. Hey, I'm showing my age. Y'all remember some sweet chin music by Shawn Michaels? Yeah, you know, because he's a sexy boy. You know what I'm saying? That's what will happen.
Yeah, and most of these girls are just begging, hit me in the chin, hit me on the chin.
Yeah, big old kick to the chin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Travis says, why are men marrying these weak, selfish, modern women? It's sad world we live, fellas. Hey, Travis, you're right. The fact that this woman said that she's married, I want to know who this guy is. It's like, yo, man, you got it. I'm not trying to say you need to rein your woman in, but she got you looking suspect. If you are actually still married to this woman here, whoever your spouse is, lady, because the fact that y'all talking like this, and here's the thing, if if anybody associated with me disrespected MLK in a public platform like that, oh yeah, she's getting pulled to the side. I don't care who it is, male, female, but especially a female. Oh no, you getting pulled to the side. Who the fuck are you to question this man here? What have you done?
Correct.
Here is the thing here that we should ask the question here, B. Simone. What have you done to do anything to put you on par to even talk about MLK? What have you done to help black people or just people in general? Let's be even more here. What contribution to society can you say, you know what, I can talk about MLK because this is what I'm doing here? Because the only person that really had that work for MLK during the time, and only because they had different philosophies, was Malcolm X. And that's because Malcolm X admitted his philosophy was jaded because of the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And during that that period of time where that he was transitioning from the nation to being a Sunni Muslim. I think he transitioned to Sunni. Correct me if I'm wrong for my Muslims out there. But there was that transition. But during that time when he was with the nation, that is the only man who had the real venom that you say that went back and forth because they had different ideologies on what they wanted for the black race. They both wanted to get to the finish line. Malcolm viewed one way, Martin looked at it another way. But then there was a period of time where they both were eye to eye. But we don't talk about that Martin. That's the Martin we don't talk about. There's Martin that we don't quote in the history books that he's online with Malcolm X here. But B. Simone, what have you done? What have you contributed? What have you done to help us here to say, you know what, though, I can speak like this. And even if you had that kind of juice, you need to shut up. Because even if you had it, he still got us to where we're at now, where that you can take the torch and go forward if that was even actually what you were trying to do here. But it's not, though. It's just women who wants to belittle us, talk down to us, and make men lower than as low as possible here so that they can elevate themselves.
And the funny thing about it is they will say they wouldn't say it to his face if he was still here and alive.
Exactly.
And most of them, they're so brazen and they feel like they got so much empowerment. They feel that they can go ahead and go tug on Superman's cape and say, "Look here, Superman, you probably might have all these powers, but I'm still a woman. Why couldn't you do all this and that and take you down?" And they say all this stuff. But when it comes down to the reality of really doing stuff, they can't do it. Just like when she said, "But we're women and we rule the world, we run the world." No, but you have to build the world to run the world, and we built it. And a lot of them still don't understand. But what you mean built? What you mean built? These roads and houses and buildings didn't come from anywhere. And even if we was to disappear, you can't maintain it. Exactly. It just go fall down all around you. Your plumbing, your electricity, your everything will fall down around you. I said, but yet you want to tug on Superman's cape and act like I can beat you anytime I want to because we're equal. No, it don't work like that. You have to build the world to run the world.
Exactly. Good point, brother. Good point. I'm getting the Clifton Shatter. Not even in Latin America. That's the point. These women couldn't do this in Latin America. Ooh, Lord have mercy. What's Alex saying here? All men cheat. Men are only as faithful as their options.
Kevin Samuels line right there.
That came from Chris Rock. Chris Rock put that out there. So yeah,
even Kevin Samuels said the same thing. Yeah.
Not in Asia either. Hey, that's a fact. Not in Asia either. I ain't going down in Asia. Not any of those countries. Only in a first world country they can talk the way they do. Exactly, man. You're right. Jonathan says she probably married to a beta. We know that she married a beta. There is no alpha man that's going to allow his woman to be on a podcast like this talking this greasy. Props to the Godfather. So true. Exactly. Looks like that 25% marriage rate is going to lower still. Man, men seeing this, who I know it's wedding season. I just put that early in the broadcast here. I don't know who's going to get married, but if you guys, whoever catch this here, whether you're watching this live, you catch the replay, if your woman has 2% of these qualities, You need to go ahead and get that ring back before you say I do.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do not want a woman like this in your program because she is going to be running you and you're going to be miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Ugh.
Stop saying. Preach that, dude, Dave. Hey, I'm not trying to be in my pulpit. I'm just saying how I feel right now this Monday night, guys. You know, I mean, if I'm pulpitting, I'm pulpitting. Let's see here. Hey, we got Mike in the game. Hey, Mike, you back?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, he had his live stream going. We were competing against each other, I guess. You know, we got to work out our schedule. Hey, Mike, we got to work out our schedule. We were talking. Here's what I'm going to throw to the tribe, guys. Mike's my man, 50 grand. Known him for decades. And we're going to try to do like, when we do our live streams so that we're not going against each other. So one goes earlier, then one goes later. So we can just lock y'all in for a few hours of the night here. So me and Mike, we got to sit down and talk so that we're not competing against each other. We're not competing, but you know, I don't want to step on your toes and you step on my toes. So he a good brother. Check out his channel, man, The Philippine Journey. He got some big things coming up in the next month or two. Y'all need to keep out. Mike is about to do some things, all right? There's people in these YouTube sectors that just stay in their home. There's a reason why it's called His Philippine Journey, all right? Y'all need to keep track of his channel, subscribe to him. He got some stuff for y'all. Just want to let y'all know now. I'm just giving that little teaser. When the summertime comes, yo, he got something for y'all. Hit the likes. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Mike. Hit the likes. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Hey, I remember seeing her on a reality show. Can't remember which one. She had the same hairstyle. She was on VH1, Nancy. There was this one reality show that was so horrible. It was her. I didn't watch it. I VH1 possibly I flipped through it and I give it a few minutes. So it was like her and like Little Kim, I think it was. I think Maya was on the show. You know, it's like a year or two ago. Like it was Maya, Little Kim, her. I think it was this other girl who used to be on Wild and Out. I can't think of her name. Starts with a V. If y'all follow that. And then there was like a few other people on there. And y'all know reality TV is horrible. That show was bad. They only gave it one season, you know. So yeah, Nancy, yeah, I saw her on there as well as on Wild and Out, but yeah.
It makes me thankful I cut off from television about 10 years ago. Thank God.
I think I need to do the same thing too. Like I have stuff here for my little one here. I think it's about time I cut the cord, guys, because I watch this stuff and it helps for my commentary here to talk about it. At the same time though, I feel a lot damn dumber watching that shit. I just gotta be honest. Like it's a guilty pleasure, but afterwards like, damn.
You don't really need to pay for it when you go on YouTube.
Right. I should just came and talk to y'all instead of putting my mind and my brain to that recklessness, y'all. So what do y'all think? Should I cut the cord, get rid of VH1, and stop the bull crap that they keep poisoning our brains here, and just come on? I'll just come on an extra hour of you guys here. Would that be better? Instead of
sounds a lot better to me.
Let's see here. Travis says, "Facts, Dave. What she has done." Okay, gotcha. Kirby's going in tonight. What have a woman invented? Hey, you know what though? Like that. You know, I don't want to get into it tonight. That is going to be a separate live stream, Kirby. So shout out to you because this will be a continuation that I need to curate so that I can have everybody chime in and you guys can pour into me. But I'm thinking the fact that we have someone like B. Simone here who's talking reckless here, and Martin Luther King, who is a leader. He has groundwork. He has information and data and stats and video footage of being the person who led men, women, and children. Even when his life was taken, people took the torch up and kept going because he was a leader. The civil rights movement doesn't continue if MLK was not a great leader. I don't know how many times that you would see documentaries and you would see the preachers who are still past, who are actually, are alive, who lived past him. And it was like, we weren't the man that he was, but we have to keep going here. Are y'all women going to rock a B. Simone here when people are going to say, hey, you need to shut up and chill out for a few weeks? Are y'all going to be in the streets for her? Because you know what though? We in the streets for MLK. We ain't in the streets for her. That's for sure. Let me get to a few more of these chats here, guys. What we got here? Oh, he's a super beta. Oh, Jew, what's going on, Jew? Hey, I'm glad you made it to the chat, man. The chat's going so crazy here. I didn't see that you joined, man. Shout out to Jew, man. I appreciate you, bro. Even matchmakers are quitting. Hey, Sheila, Man, have you guys seen, I know, Quick, I don't know if you've seen it or Robert, there are so many female matchmakers today.
I have seen it. It is
black
crazy.
women who are saying that they are quitting matchmaking black women because of the unrealistic standards that they have to finding men. These are women who make their money matching them up. And it's like, you know what? I don't want to deal with the headache no more. Y'all are crazy. Let me just go ahead and make men. I don't want to deal with y'all. Like, that's how bad the game is. When
I'm trying to remember the one female matchmaker, she was saying at first, give them a lot of fluff. Then once they want results, look at her now. She's gone. She took their money and leaves. Say, I'm not going to do any more matchmaking.
What's Clay say? Black wedding planners are going out of business every day. Maybe they can get them more black women to marry themselves. Hey, man. if Clifton, you're right. If not just black people, but just marriages in general. If marriages are going down, you know, the wedding planners, the whole wedding game is going to be impacted here. Like, we're seeing it now, but I'm kind of curious here to keep this in your mind. For the next 5 to 10 years, how these rates are going down, the divorce rates are going up. We're seeing men now, because of YouTube and these space, say, hey, we don't need to get married. We're going to level up. We're not doing this here. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen to the marriage industry, the wedding industry, because that is big business every summer right now. Again, dependent, whatever. But if men are saying, this is a bad deal, why do I put myself through this?
I see it as two ways. One way is some women, because the ratio of men to women is still 8-1. And there are some women who probably might go ahead, team up and say, look, let's go ahead and give him this one guy because he's one solid guy. Or the other way is a bunch of these women who can't really take care of themselves because when they get up in age, they can't get a job. They can't take care of themselves. We have to move in with a group of other women together and live like the Golden Girls until the day they die.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking about the Golden Girls, but man.
That's the future for them. That's the future. They have no choice.
Yeah, because
get a nice little crib, a couple of bedrooms, and split the rent.
Yeah. And if they want to share, man, they're going to have to go to Utah. That's the only state I know of that would allow that.
Yeah, when I mentioned it one time to these ladies, like, Golden Girls, so what y'all men going to do? I was like, yeah, but guess what? Us men, we could go walk in the woods and build a cabin and live there by ourselves to the day we die. But you ladies can't even do that. Y'all got to go shack up with each other or your children or your sisters or whoever. You got to shack up with family like the Golden Girls.
Hey, Quick, you make a good point, because when a man says, hey, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to deal with this mess. I'm just going to go to work. I'm going to come home and chill, and I don't want no headache. A man will just go to his little solitude and call a day. Call a life. You won't even know where he's at. He got money. He don't need that much. He's going to live off his own and say, hey, you know what, though? Forget these hoes. You know,
some my beer, my steak, and my dog. I'm good.
And if you go on Mike's channel, like, there's some guys who preach no fap. He's like, yeah, no fap. I don't even need my right hand. I'm just tired right now. I just want my drink and chill. You know what I mean? Guys will be like, hey, it's a wrap. I don't want to deal with y'all. Yeah. Women can understand that we don't need you. You need us. See, the difference is men need women for reproduction to carry on the species. Women need us for survival. You're going to get to a certain point you live. There's going to be a point where that you need a man, or you need men in society to do what we do. The heavy jobs like you were mentioning, Quick, the certain things that women can't do. It's the little things that's opening that goddamn grape jelly jar. You know how many times I get that? I need that jar open.
Oh, yeah. I hear from my wife every so often, can you help me open this thing? I'm like, you're asking a person that has one good usable arm while the other arm's not that good to try opening up a freaking jar. It's like, sometimes I can't even open it.
Yeah,
okay, I see my man's back here. I'm going to try to bring him back here, so... Bye, baby. If you got your volume on, I'm going to try to bring you on. I hope you're not a troll. So I'm going to bring you on here. So, hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? I've been watching you for a while. Why would I be a troll?
I don't know. You having some camera problems, man. I just got to be careful. That's all, man.
I was at the store. I was near Wawa, man. I had to go home. The internet was messing up. So,
Okay.
And you
How
said
you
I
doing
look
today?
different. You said I look different, so I just want to know, what you mean by that.
Oh, hey man, I go through Avatar. Here's the thing, guys. You guys got here's what I'm saying. Let me level set here. You guys got to bear with me here. I started my channel. I think the first video dropped like February 7th. It is May 23rd now, so I'm a little bit over 3 months here. I have 8,600 subs. I'm talking to a gang of people every day, and I make it a point to try to respond back to at least the first comment. Certain comments, I'm able to have a little bit of conversation, but it's so hard with all these people. So I don't recognize all the faces all the time, so I apologize. So when I look at people, like, I don't recognize the face here or the avatar, whatever the case may be. So that's all that is, man. It's a lot going on. Almost 9,000 people in 3 months, man, and my brain's on overdrive trying to get the names and the faces and these conversations together. So don't take it the wrong way.
I see these women out of control these days as well.
Oh, you got some? Hey, spit.
That explains why I'm not
piece.
married and I'm 30 years old. Like, I'm trying to find a wife, but it's hard.
Okay. So, let's level set for a second here. You're looking for a wife right now, you're saying?
Yeah, it's hard to get one. They don't. I don't know. Like, most women think I'm a kid. They just like to play over me, and usually. So I don't know.
Hey, you don't look 30, bro. I gotta give it to you. Hey,
You look good for your age, brother.
Yeah, man. Not in a bad way. You want that youthful look because when you get to a certain age, you can't turn that clock back. So when you looking the way you look right now at 30, when you get to 40, you're gonna be looking like you in your 20s right now. So
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah. So
yeah, I took out to my mom probably. My dad is actually a white man, and my mom is black. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
Hey, where
I
you
noticed
from?
you guys was bringing up race earlier, huh?
Where you from?
I'm from Virginia, VCU.
Okay. So let me ask you this: since you're in Virginia right now, how are the women in your area?
Oh, they're so mean. They're terrible. Like we just don't get along. It's hard right here.
It's hard. Okay, give me one example of mean. I'm just kind of curious here. Like, do you have like something that may have happened within like the last year? It's like, damn, why you like this?
I don't like. It's just a lot of problems I had over the years, but it's just like when you look at women like at just random places, and they just have like a mean smirk on their face. Like when I look at them for a while, and I don't get it, And it's like they can touch you, but you can't touch them, and there's a bunch of issues. I don't get it. Like, how can a guy be accused of sexual harassment for doing the same thing a woman does to him? Like, they can touch on you when they feel like it, when they get horny. But when you want to do it, it's sexual harassment or rape. What's the problem?
Hey, that is spitting facts there, because I know that before I had my situations over here, and it's like you see someone and you're thinking a woman is giving you choosing signals. Right. And then you go ahead and he's like, all right, let me see what I can do here. Let me get my that dude on, and then you sit down and then you're like, why are you talking to me? I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
I thought you did the hair thing.
It's like when we get horny, we can't do anything, but when they get horny, they can just touch our on us when they feel like it. I don't like what's going on here. It's weird.
Hey, me too.
Well, I learned that at a very young age, so I know how it is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find probably a foreigner woman that doesn't have this type of mindset that American women has over here, because it's like all of them think the same. Almost, not all of them, but a lot of them, just think the same. It seems like a lot of them are like boring too. They were talking about good guys are boring, but they're boring too. So what are they talking about?
So let me ask you this question here, man. So you're looking for a wife and everything like that. So, have you considered leaving the country to find yours?
Yeah, probably when the pandemic die down, hopefully. But yeah, probably within the next 5 years, maybe, because I'm still pretty young. So
yeah, hey, I'm glad you said that. You said the next 5. Man, I appreciate you saying that. Like, we had my man Servant on last week, and he's 24, about to be 25, and I made sure I gave him the point. Say, hey man, don't think about getting married right now. Just build yourself up, work on your career, get your weight up, because then once you're ready, then it's not going to be an issue. So the fact you say, I'm 30, about 4 or 5 years, 35, that is the way it's supposed to be for men. When we are at our peak, when we start getting to our financial, like when we start hitting our financial stride, we're mentally at that point there where we're settled in. The fact that you even said that, man, we need more men to have that mentality instead of thinking that, oh, I got to go ahead and get married. There's no girls out here. No, you can take your time. There's no rush. So I respect you even saying that, man. That's dope.
Appreciate that. But yeah, other than
So-
that, I guess it's about the same everywhere.
Yeah,
From state to state.
A little bit, yeah.
little bit.
They just blame us for everything.
So now I got you on here now. The subject for tonight here. Were you able to catch the video regarding what I was putting with B Simone, talking ill on B Simone? B Simone talking about MLK.
No, I didn't
Were you able to catch that?
No, my internet was messing up.
Okay. I just wanted to see if you
It's a
caught
bad
that
reception
here.
area, so
Oh yeah, I got people in Virginia, man, so I know how that gets down, man.
yeah.
So, I feel you. So, let me just ask you a question before I start letting everybody go here, because I didn't realize I was going for 2 hours tonight, man. I appreciate everybody pouring in tonight here. So, you're saying, is it Bye Baby or B Baby? What should I call you here?
I don't know. I just like randomized that on the Gmail, but it's Bye Baby, I believe. But that's actually my baby picture I got up there. So that was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So, what is your plans moving forward here? You say you want to get married. Are you actually dating, or you're just saying, "Hey, I'm done with women right now"?
No,
I'm
I
just
actually
chilling.
dropped my girlfriend like a month ago. So I've been dating like a month.
You dropped her.
Yeah, I dropped her because
Hey, hold on. Hey, do tell. Why'd you drop? I'm being messy right now. Let's get into this here.
She didn't want to give sex, and she just didn't do anything when I always showed up, and she just wanted to sit around and watch TV, and she was pretty overweight too. So she just wasn't my type that much really anyway. But we just taking a little while. But
Wait. You got to wind that back. Wait. Y'all were dating. How long were y'all dating for?
For about a little over a month.
Okay. That wasn't long at all. I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
it
man,
wasn't long.
if you're gonna tell me using a long-term situation and she wasn't giving it up after a period of time, I was gonna say, whoa.
Yeah, but like
You did right, young Padawan. You did right.
Yeah, and like, what am I doing with this girl? Now, I can get like any girl I want, really, but she was like overweight anyway, so she wasn't doing nothing for me.
Hey, hold on. Now I'm getting it. You said overweight. Now,
Yeah, she was overweight.
How tall was she, bro?
She was 5'1", and she weighed 190 pounds.
Oh yeah, she was heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was definitely heavy.
And I'm 5'7", and I weigh 118 pounds. I know I'm kind of underweight, but that's on my mom's side. So.
Dude, what were you doing with women twice your weight, man?
I don't know, like
What's the booty?
I can
Were you stuck by the
tell
booty?
you why, Dave. I can tell you why.
Why quick?
See a chick that's a little short like that and a little juicy like that. That coochie feel like warm gravy.
Not just that.
Maybe something was wrong.
Not just that quick. I can tell a little even better line.
You said
I have a
warm
lot of
gravy?
experience in this. This is my category right here.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
quick,
but like,
you got
maybe
me on that
something was
one.
wrong down there. Something was wrong with it because she didn't want to give it up or whatever. So something might have been going on. So
pH balance is off.
yeah, something ain't right because she didn't want to do anything. Then when I get to her crib or whatever, she gets to my house, like she just sit around. So I just like, I'm giving this up.
I'll love to tell y'all my adventure stories because I got some stories that'll blow y'all mind.
Hey, but know what though?
Not mine. I've heard some crazy
quick,
shit myself. So
quick, give me one right now. Since you said that,
Go
you
ahead,
can't
quick.
just leave that hanging. Like you can't just drop a little hand
I'll
grenade and
share.
just
Go ahead,
walk
quick.
away. I need one. I need at least one here, quick.
Oh man, so
Oh man, yeah, I did that to you. Yeah, that's right.
I'm waiting.
so this is about 2 years ago. I just moved back from Texas back here to New Orleans, and I met this chick online. Oh, sweet, adorable, little short red thing. She's about a little under 5 feet tall, adorable. And so she went ahead and told me to come drop by her place. So I pulled up outside of her house, and we just sat on the balcony. As soon as we met each other, we was all into each other. She's hugging on me, so we started making out right there on the spot. So I was like, man, she's so sweet. Why is nobody with her? So I found something weird because when she walked away with a lunch. So I was just like, I'm not going to trip about it. She's a sweet lady. So she was like, look, call me when you get home. So I leave. And when I got home, she says, I really want you to come back. And I'm like, shit, I'll be back tomorrow night after work. So I went ahead following day, right after work. I came home, took a shower, got dressed up, threw on some cologne, went back to her place. finally, as soon as I got there, she opened the door. I walked inside the room, inside the house, and I'm like, why is it so dark in here? What's up with all these candles? And I'm like, something smells funny. You cooking some chitlins or something up in here? And she was like, oh, no, I'm not cooking anything. I'm like, man, something ain't right. You sure you're not cooking anything? Because I'm like, so my mind is not paying attention that the candles is hiding something. I said, maybe she burnt something. I don't know. So I sat on her sofa, and the sofas had the same smell to it. I'm like, damn, I don't know what it is, but maybe she didn't take a trash out or something. So she comes out the room. She tells her son to go to the room. She comes in the living room with me. We're on the sofa. We making out, bro. We are getting it. We about to get it in. Next thing you know, she unzipped me and go to work. And she's going to work, and she says she like it rough. She want me to smack her in the face. So I smack her in the face and choked her, and pop go the weasel in the back of her throat. So I'm like, wow, this is that easy? So I'm like, I don't think this is over. So she gets up and she's like, well, me too. You gotta do me. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what we got here. So right when I pulled down her panties, I was like, wait a minute. What's that odor? I'm not talking about odor. That's an old deer. I'm like, God damn. So I was like, wait a minute, something's not happening. So I laid her down on the sofa. Brothers, we got to do the smell test. So I'm like, man, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I stuck my finger in her butt or something. And I was like, no, this is not butt. This is something really horrible. So I was like, damn. See, because the smell was so bad, I just got shook. I was like, God damn.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I went ahead, I jumped up, and I was like, baby, I'm out of here. So she got mad because I walked outside. And when I walked outside, I have a convertible, right? And it's 20 degrees outside. It's freezing. Dude, my finger was smelling so bad that I had to drive with my top down in 20-degree weather all the way 20 miles to get to my house. I was freezing in the convertible, dude, driving. When I got home, I scrubbed my finger with bleach, Fabuloso, everything I could possibly scrub. Bro, I couldn't get that smell from my finger for about 3 or 4 days until it finally went away. So she calls me up and was like, what's wrong with you? What kind of man are you to just leave like that? And da-da-da-da. And I'm trying to hold up, and I'm like, ma'am, I'm trying to be nice. It's nothing. I'm trying to be cool with you, No, you ain't no kind of man, and you're not as big as I thought you would be anyway. And I'm like, you didn't say nothing when I popped that in the back of your throat. So she was just trying to trash me. And she just kept on talking trash. And finally, I just lost it. I said, you know what? You need to go to the doctor to find out what died in you. Because something straight up, I don't know, a mouse or something probably crawled up in there and just died. Your pH balance was super off. I don't know what it is. Garbage can, garbage juice. I don't know what it is you got down there. But that shit is deadly. You need to find out what the fuck happened to you. You must have died down there from your waist on down is dead. Man, she hate me. She said, I'm going to call the cops and this, and that. Funny thing about it is this happened years ago. She popped up on my thing and friended me on TikTok. And I was like, man, this look familiar. She pops back up. I tapped the fellas. That's her. Who's that? Stanky. That's her right there. They're like, man, she's cute. Bro, don't let it fool you, bro. I said that thing is holding a trash bag underneath her waist. That thing is funky, bro.
I bet her breath is kicking too.
Oh, no, her breath was fine. But everything else underneath, dead.
I met some
dead,
women
bro.
breath smelling like killings too.
The funny about it is, bro, I got so many crazy stories, bro. We'll go from video to video as I progress with these stories, bro. It'll blow y'all mind.
Oh, man. Oh, the memories.
Man, Quest. So I brought Mike and Alex in on the story. I know you guys walked in on a on a nice little
I
story
think Alex
time
got
moment.
scarred a little bit.
Like I turned on YouTube, right? Because I just got done with my live, and I turned on YouTube. So I go to your channel. I'm like, I wonder if Dave's still on. And the first thing I hear on the audio is like gravy. And I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting right here. I was like, I heard somebody say something about gravy and a woman. So I was like, man,
That was
but that's
Quest.
crazy.
Oh, that was
The-
Quest
yeah.
over here talking about that warm gravy.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's when you send her something via UPS, send her some Vagisil, send her some Seasons Eve lavender pH balanced soap cleaner, and then go ahead and give her some yeast tablets. Just try to control that stuff. But
Bleach.
but you know what? I mean, listen.
Hey,
Let's
Kirby,
be.
Kirby asked, "Did you eat it?"
Oh, yo. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest that, women will also complain about men who don't take care of themselves down there. So we all know that actually happens also. So let's be fair, because we have some women on board here and want to give some respect a little bit, So I'm not plugging no affiliate links, but how many of you guys here have nut rubs or ball sprays coming from Manscaped? Manscaped. My suggestion, men, if you expect something, you better also make sure that the balls are clean. How many people here buys balls spray and or nut rub from Manscaped? I'm just saying, you gotta have that. If you gotta take care of the girls that way also. All right, I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna say, hey guys, my balls are smooth as eggs and smell damn good.
I take a shot every day. So.
that does not matter. But no, here's my thing, Q. What I would have done at that moment if that something was smelling in your finger. This is because like you said, you don't know if which hole you entered. So was she like a big girl that you didn't know which hole you were entering that finger in when you're doing the smell test? I would have, no matter what, I would have been like, let's do a dirty Sanchez on this so that you can make sure that she smells it also. I would have done a dirty Sanchez on her. I'd be like, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Here's some extra cottage cheese for you to be able to smell. Because there's one thing where it's gravy, right? And a woman is nice and whatever, and that's awesome. But sometimes it's not because she's feeling you. It's because more than likely she got some cottage cheese growth down there, So yeah, but you got buyer beware, man. I'm glad you got out of that, and I'm sorry, bro, that you had to drive with your top down, all the way home, man. Just imagine, right? I can picture you driving, and then when us men drive, we all know one thing, right? We'll be like, I gotta rub myself really fast, especially if you have a top down. I can just you see you driving, and let's be honest. How many people here be driving at one point in their life and pick their nose? I mean, I can picture you be like, let me just pick my nose. Be like, oh hell no!
I've never done that.
No.
Yeah, you haven't driven enough.
Only when I was a kid.
So see, you still have done it. That's my thing. We all have done it before. Let's just be honest about that. Just like a guy says, I don't scratch my balls. We move that. We shift that every now and then in different ways. But yeah, listen. But yeah, that was a funny ass story though, man. Honestly.
This show took a turn for the worse. I don't know.
Yes, it did.
It's not gonna get monetized tonight, y'all. I'm not getting monetized. It's over now.
Gravy.
The gravy kicked it off, and it's over now.
Gravy.
You can smell your own odor. I don't get how was she shocked that you walked out like that. She'd know it was stinking 100%. She could smell it.
She had the garbage goo. She had the garbage goo on her. That garbage juice. The garbage truck coming down the street. And it mashes all the trash, and they shit spray out the bottom of the garbage truck, and you can smell it down. You can smell it from blocks.
I got to roll my
That's
window.
what it smell like.
Yeah, but people can smell it on odor. People just be using excuses, and they know damn well they stink. Seriously, come on. Your breath stink. All that stuff stinks. You can smell it.
Man,
Exactly. Like
I smell the chick breath. Chick breath was
When I
so
wake up in the
stank that
morning-
it singed all the hair in my nostrils, bro.
What? Like when I wake up in the morning, you can smell your breath in the morning. You know it stinks. Seriously, just clean it.
stop the cap.
Yes. When she talk, you can see the words "hello." You're like, I can see what you're saying, bitch.
I like this show. I like this show.
I think we need to move on from this because I'm just saying. I'm trying like I don't want to go to sleep later on thinking about this stuff, man.
Oh, this is just gonna bring back memories for me. I'm like, oh god, I've been here, been there. Oh god.
This show took a turn for the worse,
The
man.
only
We'll
difference
talk
is I
about
didn't
it.
All
touch it. That's the only thing.
And I got
That's the
to.
only difference. I didn't touch it and smell bad.
There was some big girls that had that warm gravy, bro. And sometimes you'd be like, she all right. She's got a pretty face. She all right, but when you get down into it, you're like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and smash, and I'm gonna make my way up out of here. You go ahead, as soon as you stick it in, you're like, wait a minute, wait a minute, and then you gotta tell her, don't move, don't make a move,
And I got a question.
because it feels so good. You're like, stop moving, shut up, be quiet, don't say nothing.
I got a question before I go.
Go ahead, man.
They always told me that girls is more
What's
mature
up,
than
Dave? I just want
guys,
to speak
but
one
is
piece
that
on
really
this whole
true?
B. Simone
Hold
deal and
on,
MLK
Alex.
thing, 'cause-
Alex, hold on 1 second. Let Baby had a question here. Give him 1 second.
I was always told when I was growing up that girls is more mature than guys, but is that actually true? Because based on what I'm seeing now, I'm not getting
not.
it.
It's not.
They're not.
No, they're not.
No.
Actually,
It's
to me
but
personally,
Mike,
actions
for me
speak louder
it's
than
sign
words.
language. But
So
go ahead.
It doesn't correlate to me personally, because if you see women who deliberately choose to become single mothers instead of being with a guy who had a child with, and so the child and because everything is supposed to be done for the child, right? So if a woman cannot understand that, then no, women are not smarter than men, because men are actually trying to stay in their relationships. Women are not. So actually speaks louder than words to me personally.
For me, wise, if I look at it, with that kind of learning stuff, there's different parts of what we call maturity, right? So we need to understand those things. So women do mature faster than men because they're exposed more to other things than most men. Like, if you see that, if you look at women, they do mature more faster than men, right? But then there's a level of a drop off where we end up catching up. Okay, that's where that understanding with that is. And what part of maturity is not just what Alex was talking about in regards to how they handle relationships, but also part about learning and experiencing people. And so when you're around more adult people, and so women tend to date more older men than average than men do, so they do have that form of maturity and learning, but that doesn't mean that it's a full maturity, right? And so, but the problem that you also look at that is that if that's the case, then there's also the part where a lot of women kind of hold themselves back because of their beliefs sometimes, unfortunately, with the whole Disney fantasy, right? Of that there's this, when women grow up, you still hear them saying, treat us like queens, treat us like princesses. There's you're gonna hear them saying some stuff like, more women are into horoscopes, into all these different things. Those are all fantasized situations. So, even though they show more maturity in certain realms of things, eventually we will hit a point where we're going to catch up with the women, right? As we experience, as we mature, okay? But once you hit that focal point, there's going to be that point where their level starts going down because they tend to end up regressing. And so that's why you see that focal point where, in regards for women having a lot of more psychological issues, more women are known to take more psychotropic medications like Ativan, taking Risperdal, taking some of the other anti-anxiety pills, Xanax, because there's that point then when they regress, because they still act like children, unfortunately, and it does expose them a little bit more. So that's the problem and stuff like that. Like, don't think that they're not there. They're not going to get there, but understand that you need to work on yourself to get yourself more mature by learning more stuff. We're seeing more and more nowadays where men are starting to learn now, right? We're having these conversations with our fellow men more than ever. So because we're now becoming more knowledgeable, then we're now maturing our ways. All right. And so just because that they mature faster, that doesn't mean we don't catch up. That doesn't mean that we don't learn. And once we have the knowledge, because knowledge is maturity and education, then you can go up against that. But in the beginning, they tend to go farther in the early ages if you look at the different aspects of psychological studies. But we do catch up, you know. So
like most women in their 30s are more stressed out, like around my age.
Hold up. If I may, Eric, I'll let you get in there, Robert. But real quick, you can say all you want about women are this and young girls are this and everything, but actions speak louder than anything. I could look up so much stuff about females this and men are this and everything, but even if you still look at the EDD, as I like to call it, the Disney delusional and all that and all this other stuff, facts proves that women think that they all are special. Women think that all this stuff is this and that, and it's just like at the end of the day, yes, men like myself, because at the end of the day, I've never had a girlfriend. I don't have a problem of saying that. I'm not ashamed of it for no reason. Okay, but at the end of the day, guys like myself are exposed to more stuff about this whole blue pill, red pill ideology, and the males feel skeptical because I didn't know about the stuff. I didn't even, and recipes to the Godfather, I didn't know that he was making videos 4 years ago when I was getting out of high school, going to job corps, and all that stuff, because information about men are not exposed. And I promise you, even if it was exposed back in the day when it should have been and stuff, I do think that men will still be mature. And at the end of the day, after you reach the age of 7, you know better than right from wrong. I like cut the BS, because when God comes to you and he calls out your BS, he gonna say, "Oh, what about this time? What about that time?" So like, come on. Everybody can make a mature decision with themselves when it comes to relationship. And for women, and I'm just gonna speak on this, I'm gonna put the MLK situation is, if and when you know your man is cheating on you, you have two options: stay and deal with it and know that you're the main girl, you have his children, and everything he has, your name is on it, or 2, you leave. Most women nowadays in 2022, going into 2020, do not leave relationships. They stay in those toxic relationships and complain about the same toxic relationship. You tell me how that is maturity. That is not maturity. If we're really going to talk about maturity, let's talk about it across the board. No, women are not mature in all things. If we going to credit, let's give women this credit, because one of the people part of the Black Lives Matter group, she using money that shouldn't be for herself and for other people. I'm not even trying to go like that, because this stuff pisses me off when I hear that women are not smarter, because the actions prove to me they are not. Say what you want, but what B Simone saying is not smart. And what Dave said earlier about how Kevin Samuels that said that B Simone gonna say something that's gonna get canceled. This is one of those situations. Say what you want about females, but actions speak louder than words. Women are showing themselves to be not mature. They tell on themselves. I see it every day. So cut it with that. Cut the cap. Take it off. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. Actions speak louder than words. A person will show you their true colors. Let them talk long enough. Go ahead, Robert. No.
Yeah. I only think I have a question with
Dave, your volume's just off. Just to let you know, that's why we couldn't hear you. Just to let you know, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say, okay, I want Robert to come in, and then I want Mike for the rebuttal for Alex.
Mike, I have a little question for you. In those studies, do they say the women regress, like drop off with it, maturity, or did they stay level? Would be the big question.
No, so it stays where we catch up, right? Because once they just go faster, but men do catch up, right? As we're improving as well. So there's that catch up focal point that goes on. So because maturity goes by age. As you start learning, as you start educating yourself, it goes up. Women are just a little bit more proactive in that level because men are just more physical in the aspects. So since we're more physical, in aspect of things, and women are more emotional, then they're using their emotions and thinking as much as possible so they grow in that level. So, but we all catch up in regards for maturity. Now, so that's in regards for just some of the basic psychological studies that exist out there. Now, I get where Alex goes, and using, for example, the BLM movement and stuff like that. That's not that's not an argument for maturity. That's an argument for the fact that the person is a criminal, right? So, that's not a good excuse for that. Number two, with respect, Alex and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have to go here on this part, right? If you haven't been, I'm gonna have this. Have you been in a relationship with a woman?
No, I haven't for a long period of time. No.
Okay. How many full-time relationships have you been with a woman where it lasted more than a year?
Like I said at the beginning before I talked, I've never had a girlfriend. I've never been in a relationship, so no.
Perfect. So the next question I have is, like, if you look at your surrounding and the people that you surround yourself, how many women do you surround yourself that you continuously have interactions with? And I'm talking about friendship. I'm talking about, friend zone stuff. I'm talking about just basic things. How many women have you surrounded yourself in average, in a yearly basis? And how many new relationships with women, meaning that conversation, friendship, all those kind of things, do you start in a monthly basis?
If you're asking me, like, do I talk to females on a daily and do yearly? Not a lot. I mean, like, when I was younger, in my early 20s, I was like going to dance classes. Obviously females gonna be there, talk to them, share the Instagram and stuff. But currently now, I'm not dancing as much. I'm not like as around girls as I was. And even if I, word like to try to holler at them and everything, it'll just be a no. So, and at this point, I give up. I give up on American women. I'm just gonna get my passport and get out of here. Like, so I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not even worried about women. And let me just say this real quickly. I don't know if I said this too many times or not, but my parents, when I was growing up and going through graduate high school and stuff, they taught me I ain't sending you to high school to get a girlfriend. I'm sending you here to get to graduate and get your high school education so you have a better opportunity. Because ain't no my mom and dad didn't want me to come home and say, hey yo, I got Christina, Sally, I got her pregnant or something. I can't even think when I'm just saying their names, but you know what I mean? So like that was my thinking, so I honestly don't understand why they create these teenage high school movies that like, oh, we need to be in a relationship at a certain time and everything, because at the end of the day, like this relationship stuff ain't gonna help you get a job, ain't gonna help you get a career, etc. None of that. Unless the people that you know. So I mean how I move. So at the end of the day, I'm not even focused on women. I mean, yeah, there's a pop up on my mind, but I still gotta get myself together, because at the end of the day, as long as I build a castle, they gonna come, as they all say.
Number one, that's a lie. Yeah. Number one, this whole building of a castle and they'll come, the whole field of dreams stuff that men sometimes have been given, that is completely wrong. Because we still have, as men, we still seek women out there. It's still our job to be able to actually discover them. They're not going to come to us. The women that actually comes to our doorsteps are the bad ones. Because women in general are not going to do that. A good woman that approaches you and tries to enter your castle is actually an enemy. And you need to kill that person right away before they enter. Now, in regards...
Okay.
Sure.
Let me say this real quick.
Sure.
So do you think that it's wrong for women to approach men of any type, whether they are a bad or regular average female?
Yes, that's a red flag automatically. That doesn't mean that a woman does not make it easier for a man to approach her by giving you signs and symbols of indicators of interest, allowing understanding that she puts in herself in a situation if she likes you. No typical than the old school days where they drop the handkerchief, okay, just for the subtle information, just say, hey, approach me. That's of course allowed, and so that's why, but a woman approaching a man to tell him, that's a red flag automatically, because that is putting herself out from that. Now, that doesn't mean that girl is not fair game for some quick one night fun, but that is not a relationship type of a woman, okay? Because no matter what, we still have to go. I'm sorry?
I disagree. I respectfully disagree with you, because at the end of
that's fine.
The day, right? Because in certain countries, women approach guys and stuff like that. I mean,
which countries?
You have your rights, to think the way you think. Like, at the end of the day, if a female likes a guy that much, I think that she has every right to go up and talk to that guy, and and it can evolve into a good relationship. I mean,
what country?
Right? But
what country?
In the West, taught that women approach
what country? What country does that
women
exist?
approach men?
What country?
Where women approach men?
Yes, because you
So
said
Thailand
in other countries.
and much more. Yes.
Thailand? Have you been to Thailand?
Not yet, but I still would like to visit. And
Then
Brazil.
then you cannot use as an excuse. I've been to
Yeah.
Thailand. I understand Asian. This is my realm, so that doesn't exist. Those women that approach men are the scammers. Those women that approach the men in Thailand are the ones that are. I just got done talking about this in my live where I had to grill somebody about this. So no. See, this is the thing, and it's good that you're getting your passport. You have to. That's why men need to get their passport to see other things. But what you're doing is you're listening to other men talk about these things, and it puts the wrong education in you. And with much respect, you're talking all this about women, but you haven't fully interacted with a lot of women. This is where men need to interact with women to understand them. You haven't put yourself out there enough to be able to make this decision. By you talking like this about women, and I'm not saying it's a toxic masculinity, but this is the part of the red pill situation where you have to educate yourself that you can't say that unless you've been around enough women to make that decision. Now, so women will not approach men. That's just how it is. It's always been the game. And this is what differentiates men from other men, is the men who are able to go past the shit test that women put, understanding that. And as men, we have to learn that. Now, when you start talking about the high school stuff, I'm here to be able to learn, to do better. You're mistaken there. You said, I don't understand why they make all these different movies. Part of high school is to also be able to understand the other sexes, to be able to put ourselves out there and start learning how to be able to have conversations with people to get us ready when we get launched off into college. Our educational system is still back end, but if you really look at it, typically back in the days, 40, 50 years ago, right after high school, people got married. Women already found the men that they're supposed to marry. So yes, that's how life is. And so, I get your point. Your parents saying, you're not supposed to do that yet. No, this is where a lot of men, a lot of parents made mistakes with their children because they did not educate them enough to say that you need to start going out there and meeting people. You need to start interacting with these people because these people are going to be your choice. And so because of that narrative that you just explained, that's the narrative that women our age right now has been educated on. Henceforth, they try to go get their education and go out there and find their better man. That is the narrative that women were given. And you were given that narrative and you openly admitted it. And listen, it's not your parents' fault.
Narrative exactly, because I just want to understand what you're saying.
When you were talking about high school, like when you're talking about, you didn't get home to try to explain to your parents that, there's nothing about knocking people up. It's like, listen, when I was in high school, my dad was like, listen, you need to start figuring out how to speak to women. What's the problem? My dad sat me down and says, what are the situations that you're in? If this woman acts like this to you, you have to talk to them this way. If a woman says this is how you interact with them. High school is the best learning experience for every man to understand. And typically, you will see in high school who's going to be the guys when they move up to college, who's going to do better and handle their business. It's an education. It's not just about what you learn in books. And we all know one thing. What we learn in the books is not something that's going to carry out really unless we're going to get a career in certain things. But high school is not just meant to teach us people to be book smart, but to teach us how to interact with people by joining sports, by joining clubs, by joining that's why all those things are there, right? That's why a lot of people who go homeschooling, they are book smart, but they are not street smarts because the fact that they did not interact with more people. Okay, now, once again, it's okay to grow up that way, but you end up having to learn. Sure.
Yeah, that's not what I was about girls and everything. Every parent is very, and I'm not even gonna say a lot, but like at the end of the day, each parent is have their own like rules of how they deal with their children, and okay, but that's not our thought and everything. And okay, I understand that, but me personally, I just don't get like me personally. I just I'm not there to get a girlfriend. I'm there to get my high school diploma. I was bullied mostly by black students, and this is the reason why I learned martial arts today. Okay, and I ain't putting no respect. I ain't gonna you friendly and everything, Dave. But seriously, and like I told you, I give up. I'm done. I'm done. I really don't care if I have a girlfriend or a wife at the end of the day. Whether it's besides Colombia, Brazil, or anywhere else, I give up. I'm done.
And
but I'm done. I throw out the towel. Whatever.
I get it. I completely agree. I completely understand where you're coming from, that you gave up. But this is the thing, as men, as we grow up, is that we hold our frame, we hold our ground, and we don't give up. We don't go the other way. You have to understand, how you are in your country is exactly how you are going to be wherever you go to another country. You want to go Thailand, Colombia, Brazil, Philippines, doesn't matter where you go. Wherever you are, there you are. And so you need to level yourself up even more in handling things, having to have conversations. Like me, I was okay dealing with a lot of people when I was young, getting with women, all that. So I had no problem. But the moment I had to step outside my interaction to my circle of people that I know, I had problems, and I decided to learn how to be better. Dave knows that I changed a little bit when I moved to Arizona and I came back to Chicago. I was a different man because I leveled myself up in learning how to be able to have conversations with women, how to be able to interact and stuff like that. But, my thing is, don't give up. You can't give up now. You saying that you give up interactions, that's going to cause problems for you, my friend. Because here's the thing. If how you interact with women now is how you can interact with women in outside countries. And the worst part about it is when you decide to go to outside countries, there's the problem of communication barrier because of the English as a second language. If ESL, remember, communication is only 7% the words that we use. Okay. And if we don't even know how to use the words correctly, we already have a problem. Part of the other aspect of communication is your vocal tonalities. You have to learn how to be able to control that. You have to be able to understand body language and nonverbal body language. Micro expressions are important with that as well in communication. So, and I'm doing this and just having this conversation because I think it's a great conversation to have, and so, like, I was over the place the way I used to have my conversations as well back in the days, but I learned how to be able to control my inflections, how to be able to work on my tonality of things, how to be able to go up and down in regards to have the conversations. And so, I get it. I see the frustration that you gave up and stuff like that, but you cannot give up by just seeing what these girls are doing. Yes. Are there girls out there getting pregnant and having problems? Yes, that's going to happen. Are women, 70% of women out there ending the divorces, they're the one that's making the reason? Yes, that's happening. But understand the fact that there's still a lot of good women out there. The thing though is, as men, we have to learn how to be able to spot red flags and not continue on. And sometimes people do give up because they're just sick and tired that every time that they approach a woman, they're going to hit a barrier. But don't give up, man. The fact that you're saying you gave up, bro, don't do that, man. That's not what men are supposed to do. I believe that, we all can learn something from here, and that, it's just learning. And the fact that you're involving yourself with Kevin Samuels, understanding the basic blue pill, basic red pill, all those things, those are educational points. But what you need to do is you need to not just absorb the whole concept of red pill and going one way, because if you go all the way to the other side, that's the dark side, man. That's you don't want to take yourself to that territory. You don't want to take yourself to like an incel territory, getting close to it, right? It's the same thing as in the polar opposite of women. Femininity is such a great thing, but then they take themselves and put themselves into the whole toxic feminist movement, and that's their direct opposite of what ours. You need to stand your ground and in the middle and do not move, because once your eyes are open from the red pill movement, you are aware of what's going on around you. But that doesn't mean that you move to the left far away, because as men, the men who are giving up, not wanting to stay in place and defend this is what happened when men allowed, divorces to start occurring. This is when men allowed this whole, the whole pills movement to be able to happen in regards for women allowing to be able to take a pill so there's no accountability for them. Men allowed that to happen. Men moved away from where they're supposed to be. And now that as men, we're all learning from this. So stick in the ground and just do that, man. I mean, but the fact that you're laughing about it, maybe you don't understand it. No. It's not. I'm not. It's not.
It's not that. It just I'm laughing. What I'm laughing at is the fact that how it's always men's fault. Okay, if it is men's fault, fine. Okay, I wasn't even born half of the time when all this stuff was developed. But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna leave it like this, respectful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many times men like myself and everybody here on this panel tell women what's up, if they not gonna listen, why bother? Just seriously, we can be this logical, this da da da. 1 + 1 = 2, da da da. But if they are not willing to listen and hear what we say and take it in, and even accept the fact that all men can cheat and men are only vaporize their options, and you give a man a blue check and $2 or $3 million and have multiple women, and at the end of the day, way before we were all here in Egyptian times and like where it was really like how it was back then, masters and lords, they had multiple women. So you know what? You can go and say whatever you want these females, but if they're not willing to listen and hear us, I give up, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm out. I'm
I get
done.
it.
But you know, thanks to Dave, Robert, Click04, Bye, and Mike. I give up. Peace to your point.
I got something to say too.
Oh man, Alex dropped out.
Yeah. Men shouldn't give up, and it's accountability. This is, you know, I was hoping that I got to him, man. You know, but it's accountability, and so we have to admit who made
Alex,
mistake.
Yeah,
No,
I hear.
what do you mean?
Hey, Alex, if you're still here, I hear your pain, and you
Yeah.
mentioned this a few times in the fellow live streams. I have stated this many times with women who I've dated in the past, where that I've even mentioned like when you turn 40, it's like the Matrix. Quick, you're a little bit, you know, you're older. Mike, you're a little bit older. You know, we're in our 40s here. Robert, you know, you're getting there. A baby, you know, you're the young one here that's on the panel here. You're 30, so you're hearing this here. I always state that when I got to 40, the game slowed down, life slowed down. These experiences that I was going through in my 20s. Mike, I even told you, like, the women that I dated, I just knew that I didn't have a chance because it wasn't my time right now. I have openly said that there is women in my past, in my 20s, where that they rocked with me. They gave me the buns. It was glazing season, but it was only temporary, right? Because they knew, they saw, like I said, the potential in me, but they couldn't be there long term. But fast forward, when I turned 35, 36 years old, these same girls wanted to be on me. So I learned that yes, they wanted me, but maybe it wasn't the time. And so when you start understanding that when we are young men, most women don't want young men at times, you know, unless they're the same age as you. Women are hypergamous, where that they want the older man, they want the more mature man, they want the established man, they want that guy to have it all together because they're looking for security and comfort. So Alex, I rock with you. I understand it, man. It's rough. I've been there before. But when we get older, that the hate that you have or the frustration that you have, it's gonna make sense. Because I literally said to myself, I remember I was 29 years old, and I was like, yo, why is this girl gonna try? I'm the same age as her. Why is she gonna talk to dude 34 years old? I make more money than him. What's age got to do with it? I couldn't understand. I was 29 years old. And I was saying, why is a woman, I'm 29, don't want to rock with me because of my age? And it makes sense now. It took me another 5 or 6 years to say, it ain't me. That's just how they wired. That's what they like. That's what they want. You know, we can't control that. What we got to do as men, continue to grow, continue to level up, continue to educate ourselves, keep learning more about this here in these spaces here. Like just having the conversation about Quick over here, you know, he's a little bit older than me, but we can converse and he can have more dialogue to pour into me because I know that he has more experience than me. Same thing as you, Mike, you have a few years on me, but we've had a couple of conversations where that you've been through a lot more than me. We build these experiences, so when we get older, we know how to handle it. So Alex, hey man, I feel your pain. I know it's rough out here. I've been there. I've been cheated on. I've been thrown to the wayside. I've been beta where I was crying and I'm like, yo, why are you doing this to me?
Right here.
Why?
Been there, done that.
You know,
I gotta
and
say-
Over
then,
here too.
and then when I got older, I was like, yo, I was crying because I was young and I couldn't understand. And I was like, you ain't gonna catch me crying now. I was like, hey, girl,
Mhm.
I get it now. So,
Yeah.
Alex, I hope you're still here. And that I always say that when it's in your 20s, what did Kevin Samuel say? You need to be in your squire phase. You need to go ahead and work with the knights. You need to go ahead and fetch the swords. You got to do all the extra cleaning. You got to do the extra work and learn how Lancelot got to go ahead and wield that, how Excalibur got wielded. So when it comes your time to pull it out, boom, you rocking with it. But in our 20s right now, sometimes it's just not our time.
Yeah. Everybody want to be a Jedi Knight, but you got to be a Padawan first.
I gotta say something though.
Go ahead, baby.
How can we take women seriously when they say they want a good guy, but yet they go out and date a bad guy? I just don't get that.
Oh, the biggest question in the world right there.
Can I have that one? Can I have that one?
You see how everybody laughed at that question?
Can I have that one? Can I have that one?
Yeah.
Go ahead, quick stat. Take
Go
a
ahead.
stab at it.
I'm about to tell you the stone truth, bro, and you better take this to heart. These women don't know what the hell they talking about, bro. Because all they do is they say that they want these things, but they can't have these things because even if they do find a guy that have these things, they don't know what to do with them. You know, it's a mind game with them, bro, because they grew up thinking that they should have these fancy things and this type of guy and all this other stuff. They say these things. It's just words. It's just it's a settlement between women because all of them feel like they got to have the same thing. I want the same thing that she wants. I want the same thing that she wants. I want what she wants. They say these things, but they really don't want these things because they don't know what to do with it when it finally comes in front of them. So most of them will settle down for what is closer to them than what it is, which is if like these chicks that live in the hood, they will say that they want to do. They got all the money and the millionaire and all these things, but guess what? She gonna drop them drawers for the dude that live next door and who works at McDonald's.
Exactly.
It's talk, bro. It's all talk.
So really, on average, I hate to say it, the average woman got the mind of a 10-year-old child.
Correct. And that's what Kevin Samuel's trying to say, that these girls, look, if you want to be with somebody, don't be trying to shoot all high because you see one out of 100-something women actually get it and got it. And you think that, oh, I'm special too, I should get one. No, baby. If you're average, go get your average dude. You're a hood chick, go get your hood dude. Don't get me wrong, you can shoot for something better or higher than what you are now, but don't shoot too far ahead, too far away above yourself.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest,
shoot for somebody that's decent.
Hey, before we go any further here, I got Alex chat here. I said, hey, Alex, I don't want you thinking this here. I'm just putting it up here and I'm going to take it down here because I want my fellows to see this here. We're all pouring into each other here, and I don't want you to feel this way, man, you know? So we rock with you and we cool with you, man. So if we're talking about the delete status, man, we don't want you to think that way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been open about my mental health and how, you know, that is, you know, how I've been there. So I don't want you to feel that way, man. Like, you know, we can pour into each other, and if you feel that way, we can have some more conversations. You know, we can just all talk about it and get it out there. I just want you to understand that, you know, it feels rough, but time changes that once we get through our Padawan, our Squire, our upbuilding, our uplifting stages here. So, you know, yeah. I want to pour into you to don't say F life, bro. We only have one of them. We just lost Kevin, and we like I said, you know, the funeral was just Saturday here, and you know what though, all of us would want that man back. I would, if here's how I feel about my YouTube channel right now. I would get rid of my YouTube channel right now and just sit back and watch that man every night than the fact that he's not here and he can't pour into me. That's how I feel about life right now. So Alex, so when you mentioned that, I want to pour into you, say, hey man, don't think that way. I understand why that could be the process that you're thinking that way, but we're here. I don't want my people talking about deleting. If that's the case here, we're going to be here for you, man. we can get through this and we can have these conversations to know that we're older and then we know what you've been through.
And the thing is, I've been there before, and what you need to understand is life itself is worth living. The reason why is because you got to go through these things in order for you to get to that step where you will sit up at the top of that heap and say, "Ha ha, I got it." And you gotta live in order for to get there, because you can't quit. Don't quit on yourself and don't quit on life. That's what they want you to do. They want you to quit on life, but don't quit on life itself, because you got so much things to do. You don't know what the future holds for you. And in order for you to know what it is, you gotta keep living.
Exactly. That's right.
You know what my mom always told me about this? Everyone's been through suicidal thoughts, but the thing is, you're gonna think about that for the moment, but eventually you're gonna stop thinking about it. It's gonna go away. You know, we all been through that.
We all have our moments of weakness, especially when we get older and we think that it's hopeless.
Then
It's
months later,
despair.
you're gonna stop thinking about it.
You know, and I can still put myself in those situations where I've had those thoughts. And I've been open to saying that these were not my thoughts, even though these were my thoughts. They just crept in. It's like, this is not me. This is not who I want to continue. I'm not happy feeling this way. I'm not happy moving this way. There's something else out of my control, and I need to get help for that. So the reason why I'm saying it like that, Alex, is that maybe we can have a discussion offline about therapy. We can talk about, you know, doctors and things of that nature. I'm on my second therapist right now, bro. I am open about it. My first therapist was a white woman. She helped me for a year and a half. I'm working on a black man now. The reason why I chose the white woman, I just have to get to see a doctor, to be honest. Like I said, it doesn't matter who it is. Get in there to get the work started. Once the work is started, then you can start going through the different areas. So, you know what, though, I need to focus on these areas to make myself a better person. So that's why now that I am recruiting a black man, because I feel at this stage in my life right now, I need to speak to someone who's on par with me, who can relate to me, who I can open up and say the things that a black man can understand. But the whole thing, Alex, is that if you're having these thoughts, you're having these feelings, you're feeling this way here, let's move in the right direction first, because I want you here next week. I want you here for the next live stream. And here's the thing about these women here. When we talk about the women, when we're talking about here, they're for the streets. We know there's so many women are for the streets here, but you're not for the streets. You're still here, and we want you to pour into us. So I just want to say that we need to go ahead, and when we have these thoughts, and I'm glad that this actually happened up here. You know, we talk about B. Simone disrespecting a legend and an icon, and at the end of the day, we're talking about one of our tribe members who we want to help. We want to help each other out. That's the reason why I have this channel here. We can talk here. I literally thought I was going to chat for like 1 hour here. If I'd known I was going to be here for 3 hours and we're talking about mental health here, I'll probably drink a Red Bull, so I'll be on the walls here to get it going here, you know. But you know, but I'm just saying though that if any one of us here in the chat feels this way, I've had something important to me. If we think this way, we only have one life. Holla at your boy. I'll put what I need to put down and respond back and talk to you, or anyone here, because the comment section is huge right now. We're building something here. If one of us is not available, then the next person have. Maybe you don't want to talk to me, you want to talk to Mike. Maybe Sheila wants to talk to you, or Nancy is here, or Clifton here, or King's here, Werner's here. We all been talking to each other for months now. It feels like we're family now, guys. So, or Robert right here, you know what I'm saying? We're all here if you want to chime in, Alex.
Yeah, the patron's saying a mental health right here. I've seen so many psychiatrists and therapists in my lifetime, it's not funny.
I've never seen one before. The only thing that helped me out was certain fruits and vegetables. So that's the type of diet I've been on for a while, and I've been doing just fine. It's like hydrating to make you think better and stuff.
Yeah,
there's
our
certain
diet,
things you
that's
can't
right.
deal with that.
I think
Like one
all that sluggish in your brain that makes you have these type of thoughts as well.
One thing that, you know, because the one thing that mental health is not discussed more about men, that's why more men, you know, unfortunately hurt themselves. And we do it where it's unfortunate. Hey, Alex, just to let you know, man, or anybody out there, if and a lot of you guys, I hope you guys take this number down as well. If you guys have any those kind of thoughts of doing stuff to yourself, you know, number one, you know, just call 800-273-8255, you know. So I hope a lot of you guys put that number down. That's that's a suicide prevention hotline. I've known that for so long. I've volunteered there, and a lot of those stuffs. If anybody actually talks to you guys and says something, for example, that somebody asked you guys or told you that they want to hurt themselves, one of the first things that you guys need to ask a person is, how do you plan on doing it? Okay, that is always one of the first things you should ask a person if they're saying anything about self-harming. The reason why you ask people, how do you plan to do it? Because if they actually have a plan on how to do it, then you need to escalate how things goes. Because most people will just say it, but not have a plan yet. But when a person can actually virtually immediately tell you what their plan is and how they want to actually do it for themselves, then there's a problem, because they already sat down and thought about it. And yes, food is important as well in regards for mental health. But sometimes, just like Dave said, we need to actually approach and sometimes open ourselves up that we need to speak to people as well. So, like I said, So yeah, so
I want to jump off on Mike's with the suicide prevention phone line. I can give you the veterans suicide prevention line also.
Awesome, yeah.
Let me light it. Yeah, it is.
So it's
1-800-273-8255 and press 1. That's the veterans suicide prevention hotline.
That's actually it's for everybody actually. Yeah, it's in the screen already.
Yeah, no, this one's the hotline that's supported by the VA. That's through the VA for veterans. That's what I'm saying. That's the VA.
What is this 800 number on here?
That's the suicide prevention hotline that I posted.
Yeah, that's the national. That's the national one. One I gave was for the veterans suicide prevention hotline.
So yeah, we want to pour into the people here. We all individuals. We don't know when we turn off the cameras what we all deal with. Everybody's life is different. Life is hard. Life is not meant to be easy. We got to wake up in the morning. We got to go to school. We got to go to work. We got to learn. We got to study. We got to take care of our families. We got to take care of our extended families. We got to deal with our other problems, things of that nature. Things keep piling up. We got deadlines, and then there's 24 hours is not enough time in the day. And then things just keep building and keep going on top of that and on top of that. And then we may feel that we're trapped and we're cornered. Nah, we don't.
I got another question too. Did you know like certain drugs like THC can trigger mental health issues and anxiety too?
Yes, I have that. I am open that I do partake in certain things like that, and there are certain strains that do not work for me, and I can be honest about that. So,
because I have experienced that too myself in the past. Like back in 2001, that was the first time I experienced it.
And that is a situation where that if you are somebody who is taking anything that is of substance and then abusing it, even if something is THC, where that can be good for certain people because it can be described as medical, but if you're doing it recreationally, but you don't recognize your body and then the impact it may have, it can be a negative impact. I have taken when I was on antidepressant meds at one time, it gave me these thoughts here, and it took a certain strain to get me away from that. But then when I was dabbling with other strains, it brought those thoughts back. So there's so many strains out there, but it's good the fact that if you really have these problems, that you actually see a doctor if you have to be on the medical side of THC compared to just the recreational side and then self-medicating that way. So, but for me though, I've been dealing with this for years and years where that I know what to do. And in the certain things right away, I was like, okay, this must have been a bad batch and I can't mess with this no more. But you are right, baby. There are, depending on the certain THC, like for me, indicas give me anxiety. And in actuality, a lot of people, indicas actually helps with anxiety. But I'm the opposite. I need sativa.
I know what
hybrid
you mean.
mixed sativa. So I'm actually, my body's the actual opposite of where normally people say, I have an indica that helps my anxiety. So everybody's different. I just want to pour the fact that you just can't self-medicate without a doctor's recommendation or talking to them to get that going. Because if you're just doing recreational, you could be going down a harder path that could be detrimental to you, even for THC.
Yeah, I got another question too. I was doing research on marijuana for a while, and it actually said that THC was stronger than alcohol mental-wise, and is close to being like cocaine almost. Like far as mental, like you got a stronger grasp on your brain. Even though you can't overdose on it, like caustic levels is lower than alcohol, but it's stronger as far as mental.
a lot of the studies out there is still sometimes back-ended. So sometimes when you look up the studies, there's still the other part of federal aspect of things of still saying that it's bad for you and stuff like that. So, you know, that's where the thing is that I hope that eventually it opens up federally where they can actually have federal studies, not just these individual studies, you know, because of, you know, just how it's set up. So sometimes when you research these things, you have to kind of figure out where is it coming from, because then you have to understand that there was that control narrative on how they tried to dictate where marijuana was, and that's why it became classified in a certain situation. So you have to understand if it's coming from a federal level of government, you know, funded stuff, it's going to push the narrative that it's actually bad for you. And just like anything else, and like what Dave is saying, is that if you're taking anything medication, you have to get a doctor's, you know, perspective, and you have to, you know, understand that sometimes things needs to be changed, different levels. It's just nothing like you're taking a blood pressure pill and it's going to cause certain problems, you know. So, you know, so in the medical aspect things, when you're doing your own research, I would suggest, and this is one of the biggest problem is in the medical world, our worst fear is WebMD, because we get patients and clients coming to us. I got this. I see this. So it's okay to research and look for yourself. But in the end, what you actually really need to do is speak to a physician who's trained for that. And some states are now opening up where we have professional physicians who are actually doing it now, which is good, you know. And so seek those advices, not just what you get in Google or WebMD, because there can be a problem with that, because you're going to end up self-diagnosing yourself. And that's the worst thing ever, is for self-diagnosis, because some people out there, they self-diagnose themselves. They go to the physicians, they figure out what words they need to say to get a certain medications. And then we have problems because people are using what they learn, and where some physicians will just write the order because the person says, oh, I saw this in, you know, in midnight in a commercial that, and I have all those problems. Can I get this medication? Some physicians will do that. So be careful with that.
But the issue is with weed is people think it's safe because its toxic levels is very low than most drugs are. So they think it's how much they want.
It depends. It depends on what brand it is. It depends on where it was grown. It depends on what was mixed in the soil, the fertilizers, the temperature, the elevation that it was grown. There is so much different things. And this is why it's, you know, when federal mandate starts occurring, when they can actually have guidelines in place by the CDC, from the Food and Drug Administration, then we can have a level of simplification for this one. That this very moment, even wherever you purchase it, it's gonna be different. You know, just like Robert is smoking right now. You know, there's different levels of the vaping that's going on, you know, but in medication wise, you have to understand no one strain is the same. So one studies, they use a different strain for that studies, and we have a problem with that kind of level. So like what Dave is doing, he's trying all the different ones. Being under a medical supervision is the most important thing, that as men, if we're going to use something, that we understand what's going on. So, you know, but I get it. You're reading, you're trying to get informed. That's amazing stuff. Keep it up. But, you know, understand how the things works and how these narratives in
the
internet happens.
To talk to your doctor. I have a primary doctor. I'm gonna have to close down shop. I didn't realize I was going 3 hours here, but I just want to say this here. Like my primary doctor is the same primary doctor that's seeing my mother. He was seeing my father before he passed away, seeing my brother. They saw all three of my immediate family for over 6-7 years before he started seeing me. So the fact that he knows my family history, and then the fact that I've seen him for years, and then he knows everything about me, and then to have these conversations about anxiety, about marijuana, about THC, and about anxiety pills, all these things like that. I have an open dialogue conversation with him like he's my best friend, because I need to. He's a medical professional. I asked these things. It got to a point where it's like, you know what though, I'm not going to give you these meds here. He said, we actually talk. If this works here, this is what we need to do for it to see if it's actually going to help you out here. You know what I'm saying? So for you babies, like when you ask these questions here, the best bet is, if you do not have a primary doctor, find yourself a primary doctor. It takes time, because it took me 3 or 4 doctors for me to say, hey, I'm gonna rock with the one who rocks with my parents and my brother here, right? But once you have a primary doctor, then you do your regular scheduled visits just to make sure that you're healthy and that you're doing your regular thing, what you're supposed to be doing. But then when you get comfortable, you have these other conversations about this here, this is the man or woman that you can have a sit down with. You know, if you have a job, you have insurance and use that $10 copay, go ahead and sit down and then have that conversation with them about that, you know, depending on whatever your diagnosis is or whatever it is that you're dealing with. But that's the main thing that I deal that helped me, is finding a primary doctor. And then he knows everything about me, and then pouring it. Or like Mike saying, people doing their own research and going to WebMD and say, well, I need this here, you know, and so the doctor may be on a payroll for some other pharmaceuticals, and they will write you the script here, compared to having that relationship where that he may feel a responsibility toward just some other guy, or you're coming in and say, hey, just write me a script and keep it going here. It's about building that relationship with your doctor and your professionals so that they can work with you going forward here.
Yeah, but I don't do any of that stuff anyway. I don't even drink alcohol no more. So, but I just been doing fine just by doing what I do now, just by eating healthy, you know, fruits and vegetables. I don't eat candy or anything no more. So I just been doing better.
I appreciate that. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys.
Dave.
Yeah, Robert.
One thing I wanted to add on to that. Also, finding doctors that actually will listen to you. Sometimes you won't find doctors that are willing to listen to you.
Right.
100%.
That's why I dropped mine as well. I don't have a doctor.
Yeah, in my case, I was lucky to find a doctor that actually was willing to take a bigger, deeper look on my left shoulder and find out what actually was wrong, because I was constantly in pain for years until we found out it was actually a fracture inside the ball joint itself. It's not pleasant living with it since 2005 to this day.
That's why I
It's
was
like
saying
taking
that.
relationships.
That's what I was saying. It takes a while to find your regular primary doctor. You got to go through the steps. Like, I literally had a doctor who was actually reading a medical book, just trying to figure out how to diagnose my migraines. Like, she was actually like, I was like, yo, if you don't know, you need to leave the room and look at the book. Don't look at the book while I'm in the goddamn room. Like, you just got out of that medical school? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like every doctor is different, you know. But I appreciate everybody coming on. I'm going to let you go first, Robert, because you've been here the longest. Thank you again for coming on. I keep going.
No problem, Dave.
I appreciate you coming on, and I'm going to see you on the next stream and the next video. So I'm going to let Robert get going here. Thank you again, man.
All right.
Now, let's see. Now, Quick, you've been here the second longest here. I appreciate you for hopping on, man. You dropped the super chats for me in the past. I appreciate you camming up tonight. Yo, we're gonna need you back on for some more stories, man. We're gonna need some story time for you, because the gravy story kicked it off, man.
I'm gonna be ready.
You're gonna be ready. Yeah. Oh man. I appreciate you, man. And you have a good Monday night, brother.
All right, fellas, have a good one.
You too, man. Have a good night.
Baby, I appreciate you coming on, man. Your questions were popping, man. I'm glad you came on the tribe tonight, man. Thank you very much, man. Yo, we want to pour into everybody here, and don't be a stranger for the next live stream and for the next reaction videos, man. So thank you for coming on.
No problem. And I'm sorry about my hair, man.
Oh, nah, you being real.
You see my hair? It's all good, man.
Hey, this is the men's space here. We're not gonna climb each other in the men. Now, if you had like someone straight down the middle and looking real, you know, we'll talk about you. Nah, we ain't gonna do that to you, bro.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, man, don't be a stranger.
I'll probably be on here eventually again. Thank you.
No doubt. And last and not least, we have
What's
my
up,
man,
man?
Mike E. You know, I appreciate you coming on to the live stream tonight, man. You have
No
some
problem,
great
man.
words of information, man. Here's what everybody doesn't understand, or you may have forgot. Mike is a medical professional. His whole family is in the medical field to some sort of degree. So when he starts talking like this, he's not just talking from like a sort of WebMD or just did a quick Google search. My man has got schooling. His family has got schooling. His family are professionals. So he knows what he's talking about here. So that's why I let him cook and rock for as long as he does, because he knows that he can pour into us from that professional medical standpoint. He has the schooling behind it. He is not just someone who read a book. So I appreciate all that you gave, Mikey, tonight, man. That was
Appreciate it, man.
man. You know, he's not dumb. He's a medical professional. When I first met him in California, you know, he was in the hospitals. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're not gonna talk about the stories though. What happened after the fact, but you know.
No, we're not.
No. That's between me and you. But thank you for coming on my live stream, Mike. You gotta let me
appreciate
know
it, man.
for your next live stream so I can hop on, man. We can talk it up.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I think I'm being roasted right now in my in another live right now. But other than that, it's all good, man. It's all good, man. But I appreciate you having here, man. I'm glad I joined in, and I still need to say, Alex, man, you can do this, man. You can level up. Don't quit, brother. Don't if you can't do it on your own, there's a group of men that's here that wants to have a conversation and build you up, man. So, like I said, man, I'm sorry if, I kind of put some truth in stuff like that, but sometimes we have to hear it from some people, and sometimes we have to analyze ourselves and be accountable for ourselves and learn. There's a lot of stuff going on, but men are growing continuously nonstop. And, just like this channel, we're learning so much. Men are talking. We're not seeing this happen the way the past two type of lives you had, Dave. There's some good conversations going on and growth for men. So, I wish this channel, continues success and people keep on adding up and build up the tribe, man. So I appreciate you having me here.
Hey, man, anytime, man. You're welcome back. It's an open door policy. And I think you have, since you didn't send the email, I think I'll have the wrench for you next time.
Bro, I sent like about 200 emails today, man. Please. So,
but
yeah, man.
But here's the thing, though. Where's my wrench for your channel?
Where's your application? Damn it. We'll exchange wrenches. I think that's what we're gonna have to do is exchange some wrenches. But it's all good, man. But I think that it's freaking amazing what you're building here, man. Like you know me, man. I've been a supporter from day one in your YouTube stuff. So, it's freaking amazing what's growing here. So I can't wait. I can't wait a month, 2 months, a year from now, 2 years. What's gonna happen? So. We all there, man. But anyways, appreciate, man. You can let me go finish up your stuff. Just want to say quick 504, man. Haven't finally got to see the name with the face, so it's awesome seeing you there. Everybody else, Alex, baby, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, dude. I'll see you later, man.
Peace out, Mike. That's my man, Mikey. I'm gonna get to some of these chats here before we get out here. I've been going since 7 p.m. Central Time, and here it is after 10 o'clock, man. And I still gotta go to work tomorrow. Brother got bills to pay, but we're gonna get to some of these people because I can't forget about y'all because y'all been pouring to the chat here. So let me go ahead here. Let me see here. Sheila said, "Don't self-diagnose. I stopped looking up symptoms because it immediately said bad news, even though I had bronchitis and pneumonia." Good there, Sheila. I talk to my therapist twice a month. See that, Alex? Sheila talks to her therapist too. There's nothing wrong with speaking to a doctor. We want to get over the stigma that there is something wrong to speaking to somebody about it because we don't want anybody to think we're alone in this battle here, y'all. Let's see here. Warner says, "I am overwhelmed at this point. My boy is grown and now I'm raising my 2-year-old daughter on my own." Hey, man, I understand that, Warner. You're grown and you taking care of your responsibility, man. Do what you got to do, man. I appreciate that you brought that in here. King says, "I got to watch this from the beginning." Hey, yeah, come back from the beginning, man. We were talking about B. Simone, and I did the reaction video to her, so don't worry about that, man. You can go ahead and rewind, man. Check it out. It's going to be here. Let's see here. Oh, quick, you jumped off and you got me with the super chat with the $4.99, man. I appreciate you, man. You hopped off and you poured into your boy, man. Man, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Thank you, man. Hey, I'm glad you came on the panel tonight, man. Don't be a stranger, like I said, man. Like I said, more stories. I want you guys also, I put the link on purpose. I can talk for hours, right? But I want you guys to hop on too because I want to know who I'm commenting and chatting with. So, yeah. Whenever for the next live streams, I want you guys to hop on and talk to me because otherwise I can do the solo for 2 or 3 hours, but it's more fun if you guys hop on. If Alex didn't hop on, we wouldn't have this conversation about mental health. If Baby didn't come on, he wouldn't have these additional questions regarding about women and him being 30 and just those additional items. So I can talk for hours and hours, but when you guys hop in, it can change the dynamic to make the conversations go a lot better, man. So I appreciate that. What is Sheila saying? Alex, don't give it. We're here for you. That's right, Sheila. We here. We may not know each other before this channel started, but we all know each other now. So we here for each other here. Werner says, "Alex, if you need to talk, have no fear. German is near." Yo, I appreciate that. Look at that. We're all poured into each other. Look at that. We could be watching some VH1 BS right now. We could be we could be out in the strip club right now. We could be out in the streets right now. You know what we're doing? We're talking, trying to help each other out. Maybe only 20 or 30 of us tonight. Could be the 100 next live stream. Could be 2 of us a live stream. The fact is that we're helping each other out. That's what's most important, y'all. That's what's most important here. Let's see here. What we got going on here? All right. Yeah, so man, you know what, guys? I think it's about time for me to close down shop here. Let's do a quick recap here. So we talked about B. Simone tonight, and here's one thing I want to state before I end here. I do not believe in canceling. I don't believe in cancel culture. Because I know for a fact of how I am, there's going to be a night that I may say something crazy. People are trying to come and cancel me one day. I don't believe in cancel culture, but I believe that people just need to sit down and shut the fuck up when they say something crazy. Just look back and be like, yo, I was wilding and let me go get my act right. The problem though is, will anybody hold B. Simone accountable? Because I don't know if anybody held her accountable when she had the issue with her book a year ago. You know, I don't know who really held her accountable when she was talking about not dating a guy who has a 9-to-5, and all these women are jumping on board saying that they don't want a guy with a 9-to-5. But we know what we need to do? We call out the bullshit. We talk about it. We let them know that we're not standing for it. This is not how human beings react. The way that everybody got on Jamal Bryant's ass, YouTube world went in on him, but it took enough people from YouTube for the fraternities to make Jamal Bryant apologize to Kevin Samuels' family because it was disrespectful and it was distasteful to talk about the dead. Same thing here. We want to talk and pour and talk about B. Simone because you're going to talk ill about Martin Luther King Jr. because of his personal relationship, and you want to think that he's not great. I don't know if anybody of B. Simone ever see my videos or someone close to her see it, but this type of talk is what's toxic to the black community. You can have all your feelings about a man, but you are leading women astray by this bad thinking here. Why that we have so many high divorce rates? Why that women, black women, do not want to be with black men? The fact that if they didn't have a choice of black men, you would not even be married, because if you look at the numbers of black women being married to other races, we got to end this war, y'all. Black men are here. We are leveling up, and we are here for black women and women in general. Problem is, y'all need to be held accountable, and you got to understand that when you say something reckless, it's not right. Men are not toys. Men are not useless. We are human beings, and we have feelings, and we just want our women to rock and grow with us here. That's why we see the hashtags SYS, or Save Yourself Black Men, SYSBM. That's why we have channels like Mikey's here with Mike's Philippine Journey about men getting their passports and going overseas. We're having these channels. We're trying to encourage American modern women that y'all are going to lose in the long run if you guys don't work with us. So all we're asking here is that if you guys see women, you see channels like this here, listen to us, rock with us, and don't go against the grain. Because if you do, the 26% of black women who will ever be married, that number's gonna keep getting lower. Black men, we are leveling up. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing here. We just need our women to showcase the same for us. Comment, like, subscribe, and click on the bell notification below, guys. Gonna get out of here. Man, 3 hours and 22 minutes tonight. Man, I'm getting at this here. So next live stream might be Wednesday night. Maybe Wednesday night. And I think for sure Saturday. I think I'm gonna lock down Saturday for sure. I'll let you guys know tomorrow if I do a live stream on Wednesday here. You know, reaction videos will be back this week. I know y'all like them. Y'all like them. Nice little uptick with the subscriber count. Some many people liking support court videos. Hey, I didn't know y'all was rocking like that. You know, we don't have I'm not doing any Kevin Samuels videos right now. So the other videos, you guys are pouring into it. So I get it. I like that y'all comment and let me know what I need to work on and what y'all want here. So also want to say too as well, if you guys have any ideas for reactions or you see something out there on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and you think the tribe will like it, shoot me an email. We'll get there. This video here, I probably would not have done the live stream tonight if Nancy did not email me. I plan on doing a reaction video to it, but once Nancy said, hey, that dude, I got something for you. I was like, hey, you know what? This is now Monday's show. See how that works here? The tribe pulls into it. The tribe can actually control the programming. Let's make this one big community here, y'all. So, gonna get out of here. Thanks for chiming in, man. This is great. You know, we're gonna close the show out here. Like, subscribe, and we'll probably be back Wednesday, but we'll be back tomorrow for some reaction videos. But until then, I'm that dude named Dave. See y'all later, YouTube world.